was finishing obviously very well. But if you look at a lot of the goals, it was Domi was doing really good things to get him the puck in those spots. And even earlier that season, we saw him kind of do the same thing with Nick Robertson in a more limited role. But he set up Robertson. You mentioned the shot. Like he has 9 goals in 99 games as a Leaf. That is outrageously low.
Yeah.
You know, Jake McCabe is like right there on his heels at we just talked about. So I think when you look at him, it's kind of one, can you get pucks to the middle of the ice? Because he just gets very content to hang around the perimeter and just look to kind of pass pucks around instead of driving. And I think those are the things driving Berube nuts. Just you're not shooting enough and you're not driving to the net. And then to the other part about fitting, it's very much where does he fit? Is it on the wing? Either, is it back with Austin Matthews eventually? Is it propping up Fraser Minton? Is it back at center on that third line? And, maybe he can get Nick Robertson going kind of thing. They need offense from their third line. And ultimately, if I look at it, I say the guys who are in the top 6 right now all deserve to be there. Max Pacioretty included, who's been really good, I think. He's been a good acquisition. So I don't know how you look at him and say, you go to the third line. And the other 5 guys are kind of a lock at this point. So it's can he do what he did last year when he drove some offense between Calle Yarncroc and Nick Robertson? Can he do that again? And who's it going to be with? Like, we know Bobby McMahon will be one. I don't know who the other guy will be. I don't think the Leafs know between Minton, Robertson, Holmberg. And then so, where's Domi positioning that and between all that and how's that all going to work? But he's got to get them some offense going in that bottom 6.
Perhaps it's not the most consequential, but I think one of the biggest surprises in the Berube era is that Connor Timmins has fit well in the Berube era. Are you a Timmins believer? Should we all, forget what our preconceived notion was and believe that he's going to be not only just a contributor, but kind of the guy who the third pairing runs through?
I mean, I really like Connor Timmins, and I've liked him, and what we've seen from him since they've acquired him. The issue's been he hasn't been able to stay healthy, right? I don't think and then the compounding of just consistently missing games is he'd come in and he would struggle at times, or he would miss a bunch of hockey and then get inserted for a March game against Boston and just get run off pucks. And you could how can you blame a guy if he hasn't played for 2 months and then you're thrown into a game in Boston and, guns a-blazing and all that. So it's not a skill issue with Timmins. It never has been. He's big. He has a bomb. He can skate. He's right-handed. Like, the toolbox is there. He hasn't been able to string any games together. And now that we're seeing it, I think we're seeing he is a pretty good player. He's a solid NHL right-handed defenseman. What's surprising to me is how solid he's been defensively, right? Like, he's really been engaged physically in front of the net. He's been a good penalty killer. I think the Timothy Liljegren decision ultimately came down to they believe Timmins is a better penalty killer, right? Like, he's been a lock on that second unit, whereas they did not like Timothy Liljegren at all on the penalty kill. And then my question for Timmins would be, can he eventually get his offensive game back, right? He hasn't really produced so far. And I know that's not his primary job. And they're looking at him kind of, it's like the old Mike Babcock, Morgan Riley treatment when he first got here, saying, like, you have to play defense this year. But eventually, can he also chip in a little offense for a blue line that really still isn't scoring that much? And for a Leaf team that wants to get pucks to the point and pucks on net, they kind of need them to actually chip in. So, continue staying healthy and see if that offensive game can grow. But I think he's a player in the league.
Yeah, credit to, Treliving and Berube identifying that early, right? Like, Liljegren never really had a chance because Timmins had the role and never let go of it, even when Hakanpää came on the scene for the first time in earnest. Last one for you, got about 30 seconds. The perfect acquisition before the deadline for the Maple Leafs is who?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know about names just yet, but I would say a right winger, someone that could make them push Marner to play with Domi and carry a line and then keep the Tavares Nylander line, and then someone who can play right wing with Matthews and Nyes to give them the 3-line attack. I think they're going to need to go up against Florida in a 7-game, battle.
All right, we'll come back for names in a couple weeks. How about that?
Fair.
Sounds good. Anthony Petrielli, Maple Leafs Hot Stove. We appreciate you helping us tee it up tonight. Enjoy the game.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much, Anthony Petrielli. Okay, so Leafs Devils, as we mentioned, going to get started in about 5 minutes after we take a break with Sportsnet 590 The Fan here. Do we have the on-ice lines? Because there's a little bit of confusion where Domi will be playing tonight, and if Nyes has been moved up or down the lineup. Do you have an answer for me?
We do have reporters on scene who are
Tell me about these reporters.
So let's go through the lines. Yeah, Pacioretty, as Anthony mentioned, deserving of that spot on the top line or in the top six. He'll remain on the top line with Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner to start. Matthew Nyes, John Tavares, William Nylander. It will be Max Domi on the third line with Fraser Minton and Stephen Lawrence. And Pontus Holmberg, Connor Dewar, Ryan Reeves will be the fourth line on the back end. Riley and Myers, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and Chris Tanev, and Benoit and the aforementioned Connor Timmins, who continues to anchor that third unit with Anthony Stolarz, the Jersey native, in net.
Oh, I was looking for some sort of connection. So thank you, because I couldn't find one yet.
Still got time for your player to watch.
No, my player to watch is not Anthony Stolarz. But I will ask you what your key to victory is, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game, lease a CRV from 2.99% up to 28 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
Yeah, it's limit the infractions tonight. The Leafs have been spending...
You're emotional about it.
A lot of time on the penalty kill, but specifically while on the road where they haven't had as much success. Of course, they've been dominant at home this season, but on the road, 6.5 minutes per game spent killing penalties. That's third most in the entire league. Basically, the most. They're all kind of tied up at the top there, but it's a full minute more than at home. It's a 77% kill rate on the road, which is pretty good. Like, they've done a decent job despite killing a lot of penalties. But the key is here that the Devils are the league's #1 power play. That's right. Sheldon Keefe is running a top power play in the NHL. For some reason, it didn't work really well with the parts, at least when it mattered the most with the Toronto Maple Leafs. But it is working for the Devils, who have been lethal on the power play so far this season. So the Maple Leafs cut back a little bit on those infractions on the road, and it might set them up for success tonight.
Okay. I feel really good about this game. One thing we didn't get to ask Anthony about was just like the goaltending duo between Wool and Stolarz, because there was a couple situations where I think the last bit of time was very solidified, like a game on a Monday and a game on a Wednesday and a game on a Friday and a game on a Saturday, kind of went back and forth. But they didn't play since Saturday. Today's Tuesday. They had a little bit of time to maybe reset the order. You got tonight against the Devils, Thursday against the Ducks, Saturday against the Red Wings, and then a back-to-back there. So were you surprised with the decision to go with Stolarz, or are we just going back and forth until somebody takes the lead here?
I think that's kind of the case, right? I think it's the best way to not cause any problems. It's the best way to stage an organic competition. It's just flat out the best way to move forward without anyone having their feathers ruffled, right?
Like, but ruffling feathers is sometimes okay.
It is, but like there's no need
point
right now. There's no need to have this conversation. There's no need to make sure that mics are put in front of players' faces just to talk about it. Like, if the goaltending is quiet, which it has been, other than effusive praise all season, then things are really good. And if they can keep that going as long as possible before they actually have to make real decisions, I think that's a really, really good thing for the Maple Leafs to just make sure this story is not a story.
Who would be your game one starter?
Stolarz.
Yeah, I think I'm that way too. And I don't really know how close the percentage is, 51-49. Maybe it's just the age. And like, I don't think that's a fair evaluation, but we got a lot of time to figure that out.
It's really just hunch. Like, I'm not sure I have a reason other than if you need to go to Wall, he's sort of unflappable, right? Like, you can just go and feel really confident.
Except when he's injured,
you're going to feel good about what you're starting with. And if you have to make the move, it's not like that player is going to be overwhelmed. I think you could just go to him and feel confident in the same way that you have every single time, basically, this year.
So you mentioned it, the lineup tonight. Grebenkin sent down to the AHL, which, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's too bad. I was hoping to see him catch a little bit more steam. He had a couple good opportunities. He had a couple good games and a couple games where he got really quiet. But that's the deal with a youngin in the AHL. So he's sent back down with Domi activated. And yeah, I think we need to see something from someone like a Robertson. But it doesn't look like he's playing tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to see that tonight.
So, it's like this would have been an opportunity to get back in there, and he's just the odd one out. I think if you look at the trade deadline, someone that might be moved.
Yeah, and I mean, again, there's guys who can go down and guys who can't, and that makes it more complicated. But we need to see what we have in net or what's happening on the blue line up front with a little bit more stability.
Yes.
And Domi has to find his place and make sure that it remains stable.
You might be hinting at who my player to watch will be on the other side of the break.
You still have time to change to Stolarz.
I'm stuck with it. We'll take a quick break. We'll get you set for puck drop on the other side with Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph. You're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties.
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Leafs matchup against the New Jersey Devils. We're taking on former coach Keefe. We got to get the W tonight. 2 bad losses over the weekend. We've got to get back on track tonight. Make sure we hit that like button down below. Let's bring more hockey fans here in the chat to hang out with us here on TSI. And please share this link out. It's up to you to see how many more people we can bring here to hang out with us during the game. Now let's get after it. Like David Chimenti said, go Leafs go. Let's rip them Devils to shreds. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Leafs go.
Like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Your holiday bonus awaits. Visit your local Subaru dealer for details.
Get closer to exclusive talk, comedy, and entertainment on SiriusXM. Be part of the buzzworthy moments with Andy Cohen.
Kelly Clarkson, I do want to do a duet with you.
No nonsense advice with Dr. Laura.
Is this advice that he asks you for? No. Then shut the hell up.
Unparalleled wit and A-list interviews with Conan O'Brien.
Billie Eilish.
How loud can you shout?
You haven't even heard it.
That's why I'm asking.
Don't miss an exclusive moment on SiriusXM.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, a hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on SiriusXM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Score!
24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only 2 players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Under review.
Avalanche goaltending sucks. There's no other way around it. They have the worst team save percentage in the National Hockey League. Oh, sure, they can score goals, but they can't prevent them. This is why I don't take the Avalanche seriously as a Stanley Cup contender, no matter how top-heavy they are with future Hall of Famers. Their goaltending's bad.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
This is Molson Leafs Hockey. On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert getting you set for Leafs at the Devils tonight. Leafs on a little bit of a 2-game losing streak. No big deal. Looking to get on the right track against their former head coach in Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, it was Saturday night. It was only the 4th time this Leafs season that they've failed to answer a loss with a victory. So it's been rare that the Maple Leafs have, hit the skids to a certain extent. But I think losing consecutive nights to two teams, not that they necessarily should beat, but I think the second half of back-to-back and Penguins was a bit of a disappointing loss. So the Maple Leafs have a chance to kind of erase that, get a rivalry victory over the Devils and Sheldon Keefe.
I think it's a rivalry.
It's different this time than it was the first time. They met on the second night of the season for the Leafs. Of course, the Devils had been playing for a couple weeks because they started the season in Europe and it was different for them, but it felt like there wasn't all the buildup between the Leafs and Devils, Keefe and Berube. We were missing so much context in what Berube was bringing and how it was going to be different. I think now we can actually kind of build that up a little bit and compare what was to what is now, and what is under Craig Berube has been by and large really positive this season. I think some real positive change for the Maple Leafs. They may be a better team for the coaching change, and the Devils might be in a better position to win hockey games now than they were. All told, so far it's worked out pretty well for both sides, but who it works out better for tonight, we will find out.
Okay, we gave you the lineup on the other side of the break, which included my player to watch returning from injury.
It did include your player to watch returning from injury, but the player to watch is presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
This is actually a joint effort between me and Armin, producer Armin, who suggested that I choose Max Domi, and I agreed with it. Domi coming in with a little bit of spice around him. His head coach said, he needs to shoot the puck more. And he was asked pregame if he was feeling pressure to snap his 13-game point and 24-game goal drought. And he said, I wouldn't say that at all. I think if the team wins, that's all that matters. But I think he wants to get on the score sheet. So if Max Domi to score tonight, plus 490, a little bit of value because he has not done that much this year. So let's see.
Goal scoring has been hard to come by for Max Domi, but I don't think those are pretty bad numbers, obviously.
Yes.
The pointless drought, the goalless drought, you never want to see that. Generally, you just have a couple and it breaks that up and you're not really too concerned about it. But part of his job has to be at $3 million secondary scoring, tertiary scoring, if you want to call it that. He needs to be able to contribute despite what line he's on. And if the Maple Leafs go the route of having a stacked top six that doesn't include Max Domi, he has to find a way to be productive, even in a beyond secondary role. There's got to be some offense from that third line, especially if it goes through Max Domi. So I think there is some pressure there to come back from this injury, be better than he was, be closer to what he was last season, and make sure that we're not talking about multiple games, long stretches without contributing, because he needs to do that at that salary.
All right, folks. So we're having a little bit of technical difficulties getting the proper stream set up for you tonight. So we'll be sending it to Devils Radio Network in the meantime to make sure you don't miss anything for puck drops. It'll be Matt Laughlin, radio play-by-play there, and Glenn Chico Resch, radio analyst, who will take you through, hopefully, not too long of the first period, but in the meantime, while we get things set up here at Sportsnet 590 The Fan. So you're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The hot stove is heating up, and MLB Network Radio is your ultimate destination for wall-to-wall coverage of the winter meetings in Dallas.
It may be more exciting than the World Series.
All this week, join our team of insiders and analysts as we bring you exclusive interviews and live updates straight from the heart of the action. Catch all the deals, storylines, and decisions shaping the 2025 season only on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and the SiriusXM app. The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
tuned to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on SiriusXM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SiriusXM app. Score! 24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Hockey 24/7 on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history.
What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We have the Leafs and the Devils. It's going to be a hell of a matchup tonight. A great game. Great to see everybody in the chat. Big Jam Roll, Wilfred Witzke, Face It Clan. Yes, it's just radio. Clomp Sauce in the house. What's up, Clomp? Brenda J is here too. Lisa Aiello, Mark Daigle, the Shroom Merchant, Mike St. Jane. How you doing, Mike St. Jane? Good to see you, buddy. Going to be a lot of fun. Wilfred Witzke in the chat as well. Thank you all for being here. Great to see all of the cheers up there and all of the what's up. Damn it. There goes my beer. What's up, Brandy? How you doing? I just spilled my beer. Now I got to go clean it up. Go Leafs, go. First period coming up.
Tim app. The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about the listening device in the referee's ear. We make that next step. How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The UEFA Champions League is back on SiriusXM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on SiriusXM FC 157 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
It's Radio Network.
Please travel to Newark, New Jersey. Garden City, as they call it, as the Guardians of the Gilded Gazebos tonight, brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. It will be Anthony Stolarz returning to his, pretty much his hometown. He's 8-5-2 with a 2.22 goals against average, 1-1-1 lifetime against the New Jersey Devils with a 2.38 goals against average. And the Leafs will defend the goal to our right, and the Devils are to our left. And we are underway as the puck is dropped and it's down into the Toronto zone, and Stolarz will leave it there for Chris Tanev. He'll swing it around the boards. It was cut off before it reached Matthew Nyes. Now down in around back of the net goes Bratt. Jesper Bratt gets it back into the corner. Fed by Laguerre back to the point and a shot. That was blocked and it goes wide of the net. Back of the goal. Devils starting quickly here as they get it back to the point. Another shot. That was stopped. There's a rebound. Down is Stolarz. And the New Jersey native has got the puck underneath his glove with Andre Palat right on the doorstep.
I don't know how many of those officially got to Anthony Stolarz, but a couple of them, Joe, he looked like he had no idea where the puck had gone.
Yeah, a couple times he lost it, didn't he?
Hit some bodies in front. It was Brett Pesce that let it go the second time that it caught Stolarz in the crest, and even that he didn't react on it till late.
29 seconds into the period, the face-off is won by Toronto. Morgan Rielly punching it out at center ice. This is sliding down into New Jersey territory. Siegenthaler goes back after it. Got a hit there from Pacioretty. Leafs get Max Domi back into the lineup, which is good news. Some of the infirmary is starting to get a little thinner, which is always good news. And the depth, as far as the Leafs are concerned, is going to improve as a rolling puck goes to the side of the Toronto goal. Knocked up on the boards, grabbed off by Riley. Second trip to New Jersey as a glove pass. Now everybody just standing around not wanting to touch it, and the official says, that's not how this game is going to end, fellas. You just can't stand there for the next 2 periods.
And I think the discussion now is, where's the face-off going to be? The puck was inside the Leaf blue line, and I think the face-off may be in the Leaf zone. And I think that's why Craig Berube, we saw, just had a brief conversation with the official.
Yep.
So if you know that, would you not have
tried to play it?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Leafs win the face-off. Chipped along the boards by Lorenz. He scored the winning goal in the meeting between these two teams in New Jersey. Second game of the regular season. Brought on by the Devils, now in on the right side. Trying to work into the corner with it is Cotter. He'll work it back in along the boards and back of the net. Looking to make a pass back for Nosen, but it didn't work, and it's out into the center ice area, and the Leafs will shoot it in to the New Jersey zone. Out of the net was Jacob Markstrom. He gets the start for the Devils here tonight. He's 13-6-1 with a 2.51 goals against average. Really the biggest signing that the Devils made in the offseason to try and shore up their goaltending. As the puck comes to center ice, and it's brought on the left wing now by Ekman Larsson. He tried to shoot it in, but it hit a leg. Here comes an opportunity now the other way for the Devils, and a wrist shot is snapped just wide of the goal. Nathan Bastian getting that shot away. Puck along the boards, goes around back of the net. Bastian with it again. And it's gone out of play, and there'll be a face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
Well, the last 18 games, the New Jersey Devils are 12-6. Of the 6 losses, 5 times they've been shut out, which is hard to believe, isn't it?
Yep.
And they usually,
especially with their power play, Ralph.
And then their power play has been incredible. 3 times they've hit the 3-goal mark in a game. 6 times they've had 2 goals in a game on the power play.
Yeah, the number 1 power play in the league is a shot from a sharp angle is handled by Stolars, and there'll be a face-off in the New Jersey end as a result. First period brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
I know it's early. I know he's stopped all 4 shots. But Anthony Stolars doesn't look as crisp as we've seen him.
There's a shot that he has stopped again and smothered.
It's a little bit back on the goal line, like we said, on a couple of screenshots. He hasn't been able to fight through to see it. Now, I've always found best goaltenders in the game are guys that may not look great or feel great, but can still win hockey games for you. Curtis Joseph was like that.
Oh, boy, was he ever. At the point, another wrist shot, blockered high in the air, volleyball to the right wing boards. Marner doesn't get to it. It comes off the wing, and Tanev will bank it out at center. Marner tipping it ahead for Matthews. Matthews in over the line, got taken to the boards. Marner got to it, and the Devils get it to the line, but not out. Chopped to the left wing side. Pacioretty into the corner. Marner swinging it around to the far side. Matthews lifted the stick of the Devils player, but the puck goes around back of the net. And Kovacevic is there for New Jersey to play it into the left wing boards, and out at center ice it comes. Devils through center and in over the line. Stopping up there was Jack Hughes. Got it in now, and a wrap around attempt. Blocked there by the foot of Stolars. I believe he got over in time. Kept in by Hughes into the slot. Knocked back towards the blue line. Hamilton keeping it in, but it's intercepted and now brought on by the Maple Leafs, and Matthews will chip it into the left wing corner. Nyes into the forecheck, but doesn't get there in time to disrupt it. Now he does. There's a pass intercepted. Got a shot away, and that was blocked. Played up on the wing, and Nyes back in the center ice area gets it back to his defense, who regroup and get it ahead. Nylander couldn't get it in over the line to Tavares. Played back into the Toronto zone, cleared by Stolars to his defenseman on the far side. Ekman Larsson gets it ahead, but it's intercepted by the Devils. Good work there done by Nyes, but it's back to the point in a shot. That's blocked, and the Maple Leafs are pulling away now with Nyes getting it out at center. Too far for Tavares. Intercepted by Nyes. Backhanded deeper this time into Devils territory. And we're 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the first period.
Leafs have had a few slow starts in a row now, haven't they? Shots on goal already 7-0. We're only 4.5 minutes in.
In around the boards and into the corner. It bounces to the left wing side. Brought on by Steven Lorenz to center. On to Max Domi. Domi back into the lineup. Got the puck into the slot area, but no one there. Back to the point, and between defensemen, it's going to slide all the way back to goaltender Stolars, who drops it off for Tanev, who plays it up the right wing boards. Leafs in the midst of a change. Devils get it in over the line. Stopping up was Justin Dowling. Got it in front of the net. Oh, and a good pad save with the left leg made by Stolars on a scrambly play in front of the Leaf goal. Played down into the Devils' end. Reeves misses a hit, plays it back of the net, got it back again, tried to play it into the corner, but it was knocked away, and it comes back to the point. Riley got a shot away, and the first shot on goal for Toronto is a wrister from the point that Jacob Markstrom has no difficulties with.
Remember, Anthony Stolars did not play in New Jersey the first time the Leafs were there this season, because he had opened the season with the Leafs in Montreal the night before. It was a 1-0 loss. But Dennis Hildeby got the start and his first NHL win.
I don't think Stolars got the pad over there, did he? Went off the side of the goal on the wraparound attempt that I gave him credit for. Leafs win the draw. Here's Marner getting a shot towards the net, but it deflects wide, and now Karam's out at center ice. And Marner goes back to his own blue line to restore it, and Riley starts back up ice on the left wing. He'll shoot it in around the boards into the far corner. Getting to it there, Pacioretty along with Marner. Puck comes free. Pinching was Myers. Myers trying to keep it in, and now it bounces out at center ice. Riley is there, and he's going to shoot it right back in again. Leafs still waiting for Jake McCabe to be healthy enough, although there was some speculation he might play tonight. But it is Domi coming off the injured reserve list, and Grommenkin goes back to the Marlies as a result. As we get a whistle here with 14:01 to play in the first period, and there is no score from the Prudential Center in lovely downtown historic Newark, New Jersey.
Remember a month or 6 weeks ago we were talking about what are the Leafs going to do? They've got so many forwards.
Isn't that it's true, and you can sit there, and as soon as it comes out of someone's mouth, you just go, just wait.
Yep.
Give it a month. We'll let you know. One of the Devils, Hughes, being waved out of the face-off circle, and so Andre Palat will move in. Tavares leaning in for the Maple Leafs and wins the draw, and it comes back to the point. Ekman Larsson purposely shot it wide of the net. Tavares back of the goal, hoping to get it out in front. Nyes was in position, but it comes back to the point on the right side. Tanev with a wrist shot. That goes deflecting well wide of the goal. Nyes in the near corner. Battling with it now, trying to get it back to the point, and he has. Ekman Larsson fanned on a shot, knocked it back in, and Nyes couldn't do much with it. And now a lead pass goes down into the Toronto zone. Pushed to the wall. There was Palat. The puck comes into the slot. Hughes can't come up with it, and the Maple Leafs bank it out at center ice. Hughes dropping it back. Leafs regroup it in their own zone. Up ahead it comes on the left wing for Domi. Domi gets in with a shot, and he fired it high and wide of the goal, and it caroms all the way to center ice. Benoit will regroup. Has it now in the Toronto zone. Up the left wing boards. Off Lorenz and in. Domi hustling in there after it with Fraser Minton. The puck comes out at center ice, and with one man back, Nosen gets it in over the line for the Devils, but can't get around the defense. Good play made there by Benoit. Now a centering pass, and off a skater goes wide of the goal. Kept in by the Devils into the corner. New Jersey trying to cycle the puck. It goes free into the far corner. Timmins bangs in there with Eric Holla. The puck along the boards and cleared by the Devils themselves. And it comes all the way down the ice. The Devil himself, did you say? Yes, I did. Played it all the way back into his own zone. Did you see it?
Sound like an advocate.
Well, maybe it sounds like a believer. Played up on the right wing side. Dowling will keep it alive. New Jersey with a tip in now on the left wing side. A backhand pass. Good back checking there by Reeves. He deflected the pass away from its intended receiver as it bounces into the crease area. And we've got a pretty good scrum going on there, but Anthony Stolarz has got the big oven mitt on it and will stop play. That's just good hustle by Ryan Reeves to get back and deflect that pass away from the goal mouth. 11:56 to go, scoreless first period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hi, it's Jimmy Fallon, and I'm hopping channel to channel, spreading Christmas joy all over SiriusXM. Here are a variety of holiday mixes handpicked and hosted by me. These are holiday songs that span so many different genres. Yacht rock, country.
Cheers, Insiders! Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and every night. I just wanted to say, you guys rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every night and cheering on our Maple Leafs, our Raptors, all of our Toronto sports teams. I couldn't do this without you. And I am so glad every day to see the names in the chat that keep on popping up tonight. Shroom Merchant, David Chimenti, Christopher Narvez, Alexander and David Sgal, Mr. Roboto, the original Mr. Roboto. Thank you, sir. You are an OG with that wrench. PMIJ, my man. And there you go. Stefan in the house as well. Stefan Coolio getting in with a little Go Leafs Go action. Brimhawk, Lucius, Chris F. Grave, Rod Bottomley. Man, you guys are awesome. And everybody else that's here in the chat right now, thank you. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs Go.
How top-heavy they are with future Hall of Famers. Their goaltending's bad.
Under Review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
All right, Insiders, I had to jump in here. Thank you, Stefan, for taking care of that NBA game bot that we have over there. Oh, I got to turn my phone down. It's too loud. Hockey's coming back real quick, but I wanted to give a shout-out to our 3 super chats already in the books tonight. Thank you to Toronto Maple Leafs' true, loyal Canadian heart. I had to shorten your name. Jose Duarte and Pierre LaBelle. Cheers to you 3, and cheers to all of you. Let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go.
The Ducks of Anaheim will be in town with pretty much a bit of a new roster going there with Jacob Trouba being along. You're going to have to keep your head up with Gudas and Trouba patrolling the blue line. 2 of the bigger hitters in the National Hockey League. Round back of the net, laid up on the boards then by Tanev. That went off a skate or stick, and so icing waved off. And Kovacevic is back with a pass up the middle. And then an errant feed goes then to the right wing side, flipped towards the front of the net there by Nico Hischier. And the Leafs come out with it. Nicely played off the skate to get it ahead. Benoit launches it high, but it's going to end up being an icing.
The Leafs just seem to be in quicksand right now, don't they? Having a hard time getting the puck out of their zone. Have had very little offensive zone time. As we're nearing the midway mark of the opening period. New Jersey does come into this game went off a 4-0 loss to the Colorado Avalanche. And that happened at home ice. As I've said, they've been shut out 5 times this season. That's 5 of the 6 recent losses that they've had. Which is kind of hard to believe, isn't it, when you look at the offense they have.
Fired in by New Jersey and around the boards. It goes to the far side. Timmins couldn't come up with it. Centering pass knocked away by defenseman Benoit. Timmins takes his man in. The puck goes back of the net. Centering effort. Grabbed off by Bratt. Back to the point it comes. Timmins knocks his man down to regain the puck and then play it ahead. Benoit banking it out at center, and Nylander works it in over the line to Tavares. Tavares sending it back for Willie in the far corner. Little tip pass for Nyes, but he couldn't shoot it. Now when he centers it, it's out of the reach of Nylander, and out come the Devils as they circle back with Hughes getting things organized in his own zone. Brett Pesce waits for the rest of his teammates to get exchanged. Now the puck comes free. Bratt gets it up on the left wing with some room. In around the boards, trying to drive Cotter, going around back of the net. Knocked up on the boards for the Leafs. And it'll be played off the glass and out into the center ice area. Domi couldn't get to it. Fed ahead by Myers. And then shot in on a delayed offside. And the Leafs get it in deep finally. And Markstrom will leave it in behind the net. Played up on the left wing. A errant pass gobbled up by Toronto. Leafs defense has it now in their own zone. A pass ahead for Lorenz from Reeves, and on the left wing for Minton. Getting it back to the point. Benoit into the slot area. Timmins with a wrist shot. That got through almost, but it was blocked in front of the net at the last second by Dougie Hamilton. And played now to center ice by New Jersey. No score, first period. You got about 9.5 minutes to go in the frame. Backhand shot hit a leg. Another shot hits another leg. And it caroms off of Connor Dewar and ends up going out of play. And Dougie Hamilton bent over after blocking that shot in front of the New Jersey net. No score. Leafs and the Devils. Devils with 10 shots on goal. The Leafs with a solitary one on a wrister from Morgan Riley. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Desjardins Insurance cares a...
Hey, hockey fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Toronto Sports Insider for the Leafs and the Devils. It's time for you to let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Let's see where Leafs Nation is gathering tonight all over the world, whether you're in downtown Toronto, all across Canada, in the U.S. like I am. I'm just outside Chicago, or all over the world. Thank you for letting us know where you're watching from, and let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
3 point.
All right, insiders. All right, we've got the list going down in the chat. I should put the chat up here for the to see where everybody's watching from. There you go. Pierre in Toronto, Brad in Barrie, Brenda in Niagara, Jason Parrish, Hamilton Mountain, Robert Smith, Kesno, BC, Rockdale, Illinois, Jeff M. Cheers to Illinois, my man. I am just in the west burbs of Chicago. And there you go, Stuart Liddell in Brantford, Vanishing Point, Nova Scotia. My grandfather is from Ingonish, Nova Scotia. Miss you, Walter. You the man, buddy. And as well, everybody else here in the chat, you guys rock. Thank you all for hanging out with us. I'm going to Hooters in a little bit, and I will be redirecting everyone from this game. Once postgame is over, I might shut down postgame a little bit early tonight to show off to my friends over on David Kaplan's The Recap, doing the Bears Feldco live recap. We're going to send everybody over there. I will take a video at Hooters, and probably I'm going to try and put it up. Back to the hockey. Go, Leafs, go.
Able to force it a little bit deeper into
hockey fans.
New Jersey territory. Devils back there. Heischer now starts out with it, and he skates it straight up the ice at center. Right wing pass off the skates by Mercer. Dawson Mercer got it into the goal crease. They're banging away at it. And it is knocked away by the Maple Leafs finally and cleared back into Devils territory. Newfoundland's Dawson Mercer with a good chance there on a scramble in front of Anthony Stolarz. Ekman Larson shields the puck nicely. Tavares gets it ahead. Nylander coming through center. Back to Tavares and across the line on the wing for Riley. Backhanded to the side of the goal. Centered in front of the net by Nylander, but unable to get there in time was Nyes. Now Riley shooting the puck right back in again. Tavares into the forecheck. Nyes comes out of the corner with it. Then circles back into the traffic. Had it knocked off his stick. And the Devils will push it out at center with 8:18 to go in a scoreless first period. Devils in with the pass into the goal crease area. Good defensive play made there by Morgan Riley. And brought out at center before being tackled was Nyes. Back in comes Hughes into the slot. Shot blocked. And then another stick is broken. That time it was Dewar who had his stick snapped in half, blocking the shot. And the Devils on the rebound. Puck bounced right over the New Jersey player's stick, or he had a glorious chance. Devils get it up on the left wing. Brought into the Toronto zone. Tanev marking his man well. Long shot deflects wide. Trying to center it was Hughes. He breaks his stick. There's more debris on the ice now than at a wood chopper's ball. Shot back down into the Devils zone. Played around back of the net.
You ever been to a wood
Yes,
chopper's
many
bar?
of them, Ralphie. They're a lot of fun. You bring your own axe and along the... See what happens when you have a fertile imagination? It gets you into trouble. Minton will send it back down into the Devil's zone. Markstrom playing it around the boards. Going to need a host of Canadian beavers out there to chew up some of that wood. Oh, well, no, most of it's been tidied up by the officials. Played high and down into the zone. We should tell you that Mitch Dunning and Tom Chmielewski are the referees. Kyle Flemington and Johnny Murray are the linesmen who are doing the cleanup duty.
They have had less to do than Jacob Markstrom so far.
Yes,
Markstrom's
that's
still
true.
just one shot on goal the Leafs have had the New Jersey end.
And yet it is scoreless. Played out at center ice. Leafs trying to get it free. Nylander's pass was intercepted. Brought in by three Devils on the left wing. A centering pass. And Mercer failed to connect on it. Then a centering effort from the corner is blocked and smothered then by Stolars. And there'll be a face-off coming in the Toronto zone as a result with 6:21 to go in the period.
Woodchoppers, Paul, wasn't that a Disney movie?
Now you're asking me as if I'm supposed to know the answer to this. I do not know. I think there was some sort of a cartoon, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
That.
Yeah. You know what? Just tag along.
Yeah, I am. See, I would have said it would remind you of when you played street hockey as a kid. You put all the sticks in. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
just throw.
That would have been a good analogy, but I didn't have time. Here's a loose puck in front of the Leaf goal that's carried into the corner. This is a tough job, you know. You got to think on your feet. Things happen really quickly, like all of the debris. Got back into the Toronto zone. Benoit up against the boards, freed it up, and then a hit there back of the net. Secured it for the Devils, trying to work out as Timo Meier from the point shot. That didn't make it through, blocked in front of the net by Benoit. Another deflection in front of the net, steered away by Stolars, brought on by Matthews. Matthews hits the line, drops it off for Pacioretty. On the wing, it comes in front for Marner! And he shot it wide. And then Matthews was tackled in front of the goal. Never mind Woodchopper's ball. We're in a football game. Back to the point it comes, kept in by Timmins. Round the boards, it's going to come to the near side. Ekman-Larsson is able to get it in along the boards for Matthews. Matthews loses it. Launched high to center ice by New Jersey, forcing Connor Timmins back into his own zone.
Well, Siegenthaler's one job is to stay with Austin Matthews when the Leafs have the puck in the Jersey end.
5:08 to play in the period. Still no score. Played in over the line and from the wrong side of center ice as the linesman. So an icing call is coming here. And a faceoff will be back in the Toronto zone with 5:02 left to play in the period. Just one shot on goal. So many years ago, I recall
Morgan
the
Riley's
Continental,
wrist shot.
Continental Airlines Arena, a playoff game in which the Leafs were recorded as having under 10 shots on goal for the game. You remember that?
Yes, I do. I think didn't somebody go back and watch the tape and it was actually closer to 15
a
or
lot
16?
more, yeah.
Not a lot more.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. They didn't score a goal. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Icing
And
call here against Toronto again.
that was a game 7 as well, was it not?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Face off in the New Jersey end. The Continental Airlines Arena was a wonderful spot to visit. You couldn't get there from here. No matter where you were.
Yeah, but you could see it from
You could
everywhere.
see it from everywhere, but you just couldn't get there from here. Freeways going left, right, up, down, backwards, and forwards. On the right wing side, Dougie Hamilton's shot was blocked by Lorenz, who flexes that stick to make sure it isn't broken. Good play by Minton to tie his man up in the corner. Lorenz trying to chip it by the pinching defenseman, and the Leafs get it out. And it'll be knocked off a glove back into New Jersey territory. Brendan Dillon got it ahead up on the right side for Hughes. Hughes trying to get around Morgan Riley, ended up doing so. Then off a skate it goes, and the Leafs counter. Brought on now by Nylander with speed in on the left wing for Riley. Riley back for Nylander, and it was deflected by then it came in front and went right by Matthew Nyes. He was coming down the slot and could not make contact, or he was in position A. Now he intercepts a pass. He's dragged down. Hello? Nope, don't see any arms up. No, Leafs have the puck, and the Devils have touched it. No penalty. Here's Nylander in across the line. Dropped it off for Tavares. He couldn't pull it up to his forehand. And now Tavares is going to get a slashing call. Isn't he?
I thought Jersey might have been the team to take it.
Oh, it
yeah,
is. Yep, you're right. Yep.
Yeah, I believe it's Eric Halla is going to go for the Devils. So the Leafs will get the first power play of this game and try to increase the shot totals from 1.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The hot stove is heating up, and MLB Network Radio is your ultimate destination for wall-to-wall coverage of the winter meetings in Dallas.
It may be more exciting than the World Series.
All this week, join our team of insiders and analysts as we bring you exclusive interviews and live updates straight from the heart of the action. Catch all the deals, storylines, and decisions shaping the 2025 season only on MLB Network Radio.
Excuse me. Are you out there? Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Are you listening to the Leafs and the Devils tonight and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet? Come on, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and help us keep growing this awesome, amazing hockey and sports community here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you guys so much for joining our crew like so many before. Coolio, Rod Bottomley. Oh, look at this. Chris F. Grave is in the chat. The chat room is heating up. It means it's almost game time. We'll see you guys back in there. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single NHL, Toronto Maple Leafs game, NBA, Toronto Raptors game, as well as many other sports events. Thank you guys. We'll see you back in there. Go Leafs, go!
The Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs going to the power play for the first time for either team. And the Maple Leafs power play is 17 of 85, 18th in the National Hockey League. Now, the bad news is they've given up 3 shorthanded goals.
Well, 2 of them into an empty net against Pittsburgh on Friday.
Sure,
That's
bring
gonna
that
count,
up to help with here's a centering pass that was cut off, and now the Devils on a shorthanded rush with Matthews, the lone defender. A pass back into the slot, and Matthews got in the way of Nico Hischier. Austin Matthews showing a little bit of defensive prowess. Now he has the puck on the offense. In on the left wing for Nyes. Back to Matthews. Matthews trying to settle as it comes around on the near side for Marner. Chip back in behind the net. Grabbed off by Dillon. And Brendan Dillon is going to send it out and down the ice. Marner goes around back of the net. Brought out to the blue line. Now dropped. Nylander carries to the line and in. Flipped in for Nyes. Nyes sends it back for Willie, but a bad pass is picked off, and now here's a chance for Jesper Bratt. Closing in with a backhand shot. That is smothered by Stolars. And the Leafs will get the 5 forwards off the ice and bring on the second unit.
The Leafs have not lost 3 consecutive regulation games this season. They did go through that stretch where they were 0-2-1. Remember, it was a loss in St. Louis, overtime loss in Minnesota. So from a Toronto standpoint, they've been able to avoid any kind of lengthy streak, but boy, the way they've started this hockey game, they could be in a little bit of trouble.
Excuse me, Mr. Ralph. It's nothing. Everything is under control.
Might have to get more than one more shot, though.
Going to need one more to at least win it. Played high to center ice and down into the Toronto zone. The 14 against is inconsequential. That's just showing you Stolars is playing really well.
Well, I will watch with interest.
Played in by Minton. Played into the corner. Pacioretty tries to help him out. Minton against the boards to the far corner. Grabbed off in the far side now by Ekman Larson. Ekman Larson pulls up, still with it, back along the boards. Minton plays it around on the wall to Riley. Riley pass to the far side. Grabbed off there, a centering effort by Ekman Larson is turned away and played out at center ice as the penalty has expired with 1:32 to go in the period. Brought on by Kovacevic. Taken off the disc there nicely by Dewar. But Dewar's reverse play wasn't hard enough, and it is grabbed off now, and a shot deflects somewhere. The referee, did that go off the
crossbar?
And then I think up off of the screen because there was a delayed reaction as it went into the corner, and finally play blown dead. But the reverse by Dewar is what triggered that.
It was Dougie Hamilton that was following Dewar into the Leaf zone, and when Dewar went around the net behind Stolarz, he thought he could just try to chip a little backhand pass the other way behind him. Hamilton got enough of it that it was picked up and
Paul Cotter
to the front of the net, and Cotter rang it off the crossbar.
Draw one by Toronto. Round back of the net. Tripping there as he was doing it was Tanev. Puck maintained, but then intercepted by the Leafs and played out at center. Reeves caught kind of in the switch there, and now Dewar gets into a bit of a pushing session here along the far boards with Siegenthaler right in front of the Toronto bench. And nothing more is going to develop there. 1:05 to go in the first period. No score.
The Devils did miss the playoffs last year. They've missed 10 of the last 12 despite having the young rising stars. For the young rising stars, they've been very fortunate since 2017. They've had 4 top 5 picks in the draft. 3 of them, which are in this game tonight.
Played down in and an offside at the New Jersey blue line. And, of course, Sheldon Keefe, the former coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, snapped up by Tom Fitzgerald, who coached the New Jersey Devils after his dismissal in Toronto.
Like I said, when your franchise has missed the playoffs 10 out of 12 years, you'd take a first-round loss.
Yep.
Just get us there. And Sheldon Keefe showed that he could handle big-name, talented players and get them through a regular season.
Played down into the Toronto zone, sent in there by the Devils. The puck comes to an open wing, and Benoit will play it off a body and stolen here, and a shot taken, whistled wide of the goal. The rebound! And it was knocked away by Stolarz and then shot into the crowd. And I think there's going to be a penalty here to Toronto. Simon Benoit was the architect of his own demise. He coughed the puck up and got the Leafs into a hornet's nest, and then when he did get control of it, he shot it over the glass and out of play. Yes. Although he did come back and maybe save a goal.
But they are dopey, aren't they, here in the first period?
So the best power play in the National Ice Hockey League, 30 of 92. That's 32.6%. Goes here on a freebie, and the penalty kill brought to you by the Ontario Honda dealers as the Devils hold the puck in. On the left wing side, Hughes. Right wing side, a shot that was blocked. It didn't reach Stolarz. Puck intercepted now by Matthews. Played up on the wing and just rolled down into the zone, and I'm not sure why it wasn't iced fully. Hamilton coming back the other way. Maybe they were looking for a break from Marner, but it didn't materialize. Puck in the Toronto zone. Hamilton centering. Knocked it away there by Stolarz. Puck kept in at the blue line with 9 seconds left. Bratt trying to work it in back to the far side. Grabbed off by Hughes. Hughes to the near side. Broken up by the Maple Leafs, and that will do it. As the final shot, I don't know if it reached Anthony Stolarz or not, but the Maple Leafs withstand a first period dominated by the New Jersey Devils.
15-1, the shots favoring New Jersey, and the Leafs are the only team with a full power play. If there is a positive, the penalty the Leafs took is dissected by the intermission. So they're fortunate to go to the dressing room tied. Like I said, we've had a few of these games on this last stretch where they have not been sharp in the opening period. But fortunately, as you so eloquently brought up, scoreless after one.
Thank you very much. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert will dissect the first period. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Smooth enough for the sheets. Gritty enough for the streets. The hottest hand-selected hip-hop and R&B fire of the moment.
Now from Memphis, what you know about me?
Sirius XM, The Heat, Channel 46, or at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, and other internet-connected devices.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
Another shot, red and blocked. Another chance. Game over. Bless you, boys. What a game. Do you believe this? Holy mackerel, the kid's on fire! They're going to the second round! Do you believe this? Holy mackerel! Point taken! 2-0 Toronto! 2-on-1. Marner in over the line looking for Tavares.
Thank you for finding us. Thank you for sharing out the link and bringing more hockey fans to our awesome community here on TSI. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go! Let's tear them up.
Game on his stick! Scores!
Changing the world, one insider at a time. We'll see you in the chat. And holy Mackinac, go Leafs, go.
What's up, insiders? I love that video. Oh my God. I love that video. Jelly, man, great work. Thank you to Leafs Jelly HD for putting that together. Cheers, Jelly. And thanks for stopping into the chat the other night in between your busy craziness of editing out the highlights, getting them right up there. We got the chat popping off. It's intermission. That means it's time for the chat to run. Big shout out to the super chats. Big shout out to all of you here in the chat. Veronica, Miss V, I'm so glad you're back. Denny Rodriguez. Denny Rodriguez. No Z at the end or S. So Denny Rodriguez, cheers. Good to see you. Mike St. Jean, Lucius, Stefan, Brad Smith, Jason Parrish, Mark Daigle, the original cheers. Cheers, Mark. Ed Cabral in the house as well. Richard Fewer. Man, Richard, thank you so much for all of the oh my God, Brad Smith, come on. I know it's a legitimate question, but not here, bro. Come on. Come on. Did you time that out? All right, remove. Okay. Now that that's taken care of, there you go. Oh, I love it. Brandy says she bought a Holy Mackinac tee, and it's terrific. Arrived today. Thank you, Brandy, for supporting our friends here on Toronto Sports Insider and supporting Joe Bowen and Jelly with that merch. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandy. And as well, anybody else that got any of those Holy Mackinac shirts when we sent them out to you I think it was last Christmas. All right, intermission is coming up. We're going back to the intermission report. Richard Fewer, there you go. Please help SickKids, the War Amps, and TSI. I got to do some research on that War Amps. Maybe we'll start up a partnership with them too. We'll see. All right, Antonio in the chat as well. All right, back to the hockey. Where's my webcam thing at? Go away, Mike.
Devils Radio Network. We got a full 20 minutes from Jim and Joe.
About it.
It's definitely the highlight, at least for me.
Let me give you some stats.
Hit me.
All right. The shots were 15-1 for the Devils, which is pretty bad. But to make things worse, that is actually the least amount of shots that a team has had in the first period all season long.
Wow.
In the NHL. Thanks to Sportsnet Stats.
Okay.
Thanks to Ben Ennis for the following. Shot attempts 35-8 and high danger shot attempts 8-0.
So the slowest start of the season
in history
belongs to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I think
here.
like legitimately this whole NHL season.
I got more stats for you.
Give me some stats.
2.28 expected goals, all situations for the Devils. 0.07. So the Devils deserved by, the data that we've accumulated over 20 minutes to lead this game 2.25 goal to nothing.
Well, then that's pretty amazing. Anthony Stolarz definitely standing on his head. Like that was just, they didn't even show up. Like if you honestly wrote like right now, and I saw Luke Fox's tweet, but I was going to say this anyway. Like list me the players on the Maple Leafs that showed up for that period. It's honestly only Anthony Stolarz.
Yeah, it probably
like,
is.
I can't give you second place.
If you pose the question as like who was the best Leaf in that period, Stolarz aside, I don't think I'd be able to come up with an answer for you.
How many faceoffs did any centerman win? Any faceoffs? Like I actually don't know if they did.
I'm sure there was maybe one there at the very least, but again, that doesn't get you many expected goals or shots or shot attempts. It was basically a nothing burger from the Maple Leafs. So I guess my question after seeing that is that the more the Leafs being awful, or is that credit to the New Jersey Devils
that's the Leafs being
playing
awful.
really?
Yeah,
Devils were good in that period.
The Leafs got one shot, Justin.
I understand.
That was the worst period I think I've seen of the Leafs. That was an uninspiring start, finish, middle, all of it. Like it did. There was nothing. And, we look for the broadcast to see if they zoom in on Craig Berube to scream at his guys. But why we'll also say it's the Leafs because they had a power play and they also got no shots. As we know, they got one shot that period.
Yep.
They had an opportunity where okay, you got a few minutes left in this period. You're getting a power play. This is where your big guys turn on the jets. You generate some offense. You generate some even momentum. But that didn't even happen. So it was a no-show for the Leafs. Sure, you can give the New Jersey Devils some credit for playing hard for a period, but that was just the Leafs not showing up.
Yeah, that was a gift, that power play. A gift, frankly, they didn't deserve. And I guess if you look at the penalty, frankly, I guess they deserved it. But they certainly did not, by the run of play, deserve that glimpse of light at the end of the tunnel to try and get out of there with at least some positivity. And then you turn that into an absolute nothing 2 minutes where 5 forwards, the best players on your team, can't come up with a single decent look, come up with something that can at least lead to some positivity with the next shift. That was a brutal period. That was all around brutal. It was deflating to get that power play, to see it lost. Immediately, the Devils go back on the power play. They will start the second period on the power play. We talked in my keys to the game, staying out of the penalty box because Sheldon Keefe is running the number one power play in the NHL. That was a brutal, brutal period and kind of unexplainable given that you're on the heels of 2 straight losses. You're playing Sheldon Keefe, your former head coach for the last several seasons. It's supposed to mean something. There should be some urgency given the spot that you're in, and it was nothing.
Remember when they played
nothing to offer?
Poorly when it was Craig Berube's return home to St. Louis Blues after he won the Stanley Cup. It was his first time there, and we thought, well, you're going to show up for your coach. This is a huge money on the board night, and they didn't. I don't know. Maybe that stuff gets in their head because this is a brutal showing. You did play Keefe earlier on this season, and we talked about that in our pregame show that it was a bit of a weird game. It was the second one of the season. You had Hill to be in net. You still got the win, but yeah, I think I'd be fired up to play against him. Just you got your own new head coach who's teaching a different style of hockey. You want to show that hey, we're better off, right? So yeah, here's positive. Anthony Stolarz looked great, and they got 20 minutes right now to figure it out in the locker room and come out. Maybe there's some new lines. Maybe
do you expect changes? The last game we did, there was a serious change made in the third period, going back to Matthews and Marner. It sparks the victory against the Nashville Predators.
That was brutal.
At least you've seen it now. It was not 40 minutes, but it was 20 minutes, and it was a worse 20 minutes than it was of 40 minutes last week. Do you go to the changes now just to at least enliven something?
I almost say, yeah, I would, because you're lucky to be skating out of that at 0-0. That could have been a 2, as you mentioned, was the expected goals. Let's say it's a 2-0, first period. You're then behind the 8 ball. But why not spark some change going into the second, come out we're ready to be aggressive and to be happy that we're tied up and not down. So maybe I'd do it. You?
Yeah, I think you'd look to do it.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and get you set for the second. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey, Sportsnet 590, The Fan, Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The scrape of blades, the clash of sticks. Hockey's more than a game. It's unrelenting, never-give-up moments that make you feel alive. And so you commit to the weekly ups and downs, the long road to the playoffs. You wear your heart on your sleeve and your jersey with pride. And when you're there for your team, the NHL shop is there for you. Check out the largest selection of official NHL gear at nhlshop.ca. A Fanatics experience.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Your holiday bonus awaits. Visit your local Subaru dealer for details.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7 paper-free access to all of your home and auto policies, including your digital pink slip. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0.
What's up? Cheers, Insiders! Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and every night. I just wanted to say, you guys rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every night and cheering on our Maple Leafs, our Raptors, all of our Toronto sports teams. I couldn't do this without you. And I am so glad every day to see the names in the chat that keep on popping up tonight. Shroom Merchant, David Chimenti, Christopher Narvez, Alexander and David Sgal. Mr. Roboto, the original Mr. Roboto. Thank you, sir. You are an OG with that wrench. PMIJ, my man. And there you go. Stefan in the house as well. Stefan Coolio getting in with a little Go Leafs Go action. Brimhawk, Lucius, Chris F. Grave, Rod Bottomley. Man, you guys are awesome. And everybody else that's here in the chat right now, thank you. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs Go.
Night, 11 games, 5 ongoing at the moment. Flush with Wood, Scott Wedgwood in net for the Colorado Avalanche after they got Mackenzie Blackwood. They're up 2-0 on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Flyers also up 2-0 over the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus. That is at the end of 1. Also end of 1, Sharks and Hurricanes are 1-1. And just getting underway, Kings and Islanders scoreless. Still to come tonight. Bruins and Jets, that's a big game. Flames and Predators, Lightning and Oilers, another big game. Wild and Utah, Blues and Canucks, Panthers and Kraken, a busy night in the NHL.
All right. We predict maybe some lineup shakeups in honor maybe of Sheldon Keefe on the other bench. You grab the blender and you do it like the old coach.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, among the things packed by Sheldon Keefe, I'm sure his trusty blender was in the works, probably in the back somewhere at Prudential Center. Maybe Pregame can ask if he can borrow it, and we can see a bit of a new tenor to the second period in this game. Yeah, the Leafs need something to kickstart anything to try and fight their way back into this game. It can happen, just shift over shift. They don't have a deficit to build out of here.
You have a power play to fight, which sucks.
They do have to kill off the rest of the power play, but they still have lots of time to assert themselves in this game after failing to do so in the first period.
Yeah, it's only 0-0. Lots of game left. All right, Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen will have the call the second period next. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, the fan of the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Sports Grid Radio has all your sports wagering needs covered this NFL season.
If I tell you to take over 41.5, baby, I'm backing it up. I actually have it.
Join Gabe Morency on Sports Rage tonight during every NFL night game all season long.
They're going to score a touchdown, and the game's going to go over the number.
Whether you have a little nighttime action or it's the final leg in your parlay, sweat your bets with the loudest voice on the air.
Touchdown!
Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car, and always on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on SiriusXM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Score!
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter!
Haaland scores the hat-trick.
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki.
What's up, guys? All right, I got to test a video so that I can try to get something done when I go to that party later tonight. So I'm going to try and add a video in here from upstairs in the kitchen where we're getting through some big time renovations over here, and just need to get that going. All right, and there's the hockey. So I won't test the video out. Maybe I'll test the video. I don't know. We'll see. Back to the hockey. Here we go. Go Leafs, go. Big second period. Let's get some more shots on goal, huh? Let's see it. Let's start spamming that chat up. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go.
Seconds and had one attempt blocked. Simone Benoit starts the second period in the penalty box.
What about this? 4 Devils outshot the Leafs in the first period.
Well, that's not hard when the Leafs only had one shot on goal.
All right, test video here. The kitchen is underway.
It's also a rarity.
All right, fine. Devils back in their own zone, moving right to left on your radio dial. Brought in over the line by Hughes, but his backhand pass went off his skate and comes back at center. Minute 3 to go in the power play. Jasper Bratt gets it up on the right wing. Hughes going to the front of the net, but it comes back to the point. Hamilton keeping it in to Hughes. Hughes spins it back to Dougie Hamilton. Left wing side now for Hischier. He couldn't get a shot through. Hischier engaged there by Marner. Puck gets stolen. Leafs get it out and down the ice, and they're going to scamper to the bench to get a change of penalty killers. Hamilton starts up ice. Drops it back for Hughes. Hughes a bit of a stumble, but got to Mercer. Dawson Mercer got it in over the line to play it back at the net. Timmins works back at the goal to free it up. Connor Dewar trying to get it elevated, and he has. Could have been a high stick-making contact there as Luke Hughes knocked it down in the center ice area, but Devils get it back across the line with 9 seconds left in the penalty. Played around the boards by Toronto. Dewar against the boards. Knocked down on the play. It goes down into the corner again for Timmins. Played around back of the net. Spun by Myers up on the wing. The Leafs don't get it out. Now when they do, the penalty is over. And it's back into the center ice area and down into New Jersey territory. So the best power play in the league really didn't have an awful lot going for it there. Brought in now by the Devils with a backhand pass into the goal crease that went wide. Played along the boards and into the corner then by Meyer. Timo Meier knocked down behind the goal by Riley. Riley getting to it. And is there a penalty coming from out in another area code? Because the referee was standing right beside Morgan Riley.
Toronto 44, 2-minute minor slashing.
So you've got two on the ice, right?
Yep.
The guy 50, 110 feet away can make the call.
So a slashing call is coming to Morgan Riley.
This is one of those where, I mean, Cotter's got one hand on a stick. That's going to be enough. And once he slashed his stick, Cotter fell. So it must have been one hell of a slash.
Devils with it now with Hughes trying to center. Intercepted by the Leafs. Brought out now by Matthews. He's got Marner with him. And then decides to curl back and kill off more time. And it is iced. Penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealer. Get home ice advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid, proudly made in Ontario. Available now at your Ontario Hydro or Honda dealer. Brought in over the line with a pass across the goal crease that went wide. Devils into the corner with Hamilton around back of the net. It comes back to the blue line to Hughes. Hughes on the left wing side for Pratt. Down low, centering pass in front. Trying to look for Hamilton coming late. Leafs are able to get it freed up for Tanev. Tanev plays it back. Now Nyes wants to get rid of it. Does a good job of whipping it off the boards and getting it down the ice. Hughes goes back to retrieve the puck. Minute 8 to go on the power play. Hughes skating through center. Former Greater Toronto Hockey League product. Gets it back to the blue line. Meyer working in on the left wing. Goes around back of the Toronto goal. Fed off to the left half boards. Back to Meyer. Meyer back to the point now to Luke Hughes. And a long shot is into the glove of Stolarz and smothered with 47 seconds left to go in the penalty. And the Maple Leafs over the last little while have really been taking a lot more penalties than needed. They're, I think, third or second in the league in time, amount of time short per game.
Another game against Pittsburgh, all 5 penalties were taken outside the Leaf end of the ice. Well, not one was well defending or anything that you could consider a good penalty to take.
Pass into the slot area, knocked away, comes out in front. Good save made there by Stolarz. And now here's a break now for Marner. Marner down the right wing, he has a man with him going to the front of the net. Couldn't get it to pass. To look over on the far side to Matthews. Back come the Devils in across the line. Marner breaks it up momentarily as it goes around back of the net. Tip to the near boards. Matthews trying to get it ahead, and he has. 2-on-1 break this time. Marner, Matthews is in alone, and he shot it wide. I don't think Markstrom got a piece of that. Great shorthanded rush. A couple of opportunities with Marner and Matthews. Leafs intercept the puck in their own zone. Send it off to the defense of Timmins. He gets it ahead, and it is shot in. One shot on goal for the Devils during that power play, which is over. Tavares looks to make a pass and rolled it towards the front of the net. And roaring in there was Nylander and Nyes before Markstrom was able to get a glove on it.
Well, you really thought the second one was going to go in, didn't you? You thought, well, okay, it didn't work the first time. Let's reload it and try it again. It was almost the exact same. Mitch Marner down the right wing side. Matthews going to the net. Yeah, Matthews didn't even come close on that.
Put wide. Draw is scrummed, controlled by the Devils, played off the glass and out at center. And New Jersey with Hamilton carrying in over the line. Toronto native gets it down into the corner. Tried to center, paddle down play made by Stolarz. Leafs are able to get the puck out into the center ice area, but it's shot right back in again. Stolarz had to make another save. That's 17, and the Leafs still have that solitary, lonely one on the board. 18 shots now for New Jersey. But the only thing that's going right for the Maple Leafs is Anthony Stolar's save percentage. Left wing side Cotter sends it into the Toronto zone. Good hit there by Myers. Puck comes free. Leafs get it out at center, but the pass by Reeves was blocked. Trying to bring it back in on the right side of the Devils into the corner. Centering pass went well wide. Reeves able to gather it up on the right wing and carries down the boards. Pens it down into the New Jersey end. Reeves in against the boards. Has it up against the wall. Had it stolen as it comes back on the boards. Now bouncing puck and played out at center by Eric Holla. And the Leafs trying to bring it right back in again, and they do. Domi gets it down into the corner before heading to the bench. Reeves against the boards, unable to block the clearing pass. And it's out at center ice as Nyes loses his stick, and the Devils get it in over the line. Drop pass now with a centering fade. It comes out in front of the goal again. Great defensive play made there by the Maple Leafs. Brought back in now by Nyes. A pass in, a goal! And it's swept away there on a good save as Matthews was in alone. 2 shots on goal for Toronto.
Great setup by Matthew Nyes. They've had a number of chances already here in the second period off the rush.
Here's Marner with the rush now on the right wing side. Gets it in over the line. Couldn't get it in deep. Now battles against the boards, but it's dug out. And Luke Hughes gets it into the Toronto zone. Leafs have doubled their shot on goal total here in the second period. An errant pass up the middle, though, is gobbled up by Dillon. Dillon dishes off to the right wing side. Hughes with a shot blocked. Brought on by Marner to center ice. Marner for the Leafs to the blue line. Slows it up. Still has it as he curls. Looks back at the blue line. Sends it towards the net. It's wide. Ekman Larsson on the near board. Back to the point. Marner with a shot. And Markstrom may have deflected that wide of the goal. Comes back out into the center ice area. Yep, the Leafs have got 3 shots on goal now as we get an offside at the Toronto blue line. So a better start to the period. We're being facetious here, but there's no question the Leafs have had a better start despite the fact that they've been shorthanded twice in this period. So the makeup calls are on the horizon. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Visit ConnexOntario.ca.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly...
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Leafs matchup against the New Jersey Devils. We're taking on former coach Keefe. We got to get the W tonight. 2 bad losses over the weekend. We've got to get back on track tonight. Make sure we hit that like button down below. Let's bring more hockey fans here in the chat to hang out with us here on TSI. And please share this link out. It's up to you to see how many more people we can bring here to hang out with us during the game. Now let's get after it. Like David Chimenti said, go Leafs go. Let's rip them Devils to shreds. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Leafs go.
Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Here's a chance in front for Cam, trying to get in front of that. He scores!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Austin Matthews has had 2 glorious scoring chances, trying to go 5-hole on a backhand on Markstrom that was set aside.
I said to you during the first intermission, this is a game where the bottom 6 needs to contribute, right?
Matthews has 28 points in 19 games against New Jersey. He's enjoyed playing them as the puck is tipped out into the center ice area by the Leafs.
With a couple of hat tricks in that total, too.
Pesce getting it ahead, and on the right side it goes for Andre Palat. He lost the puck, and it's played out at center. Devils bring it right back in again into the slot on the right wing side. They score! Andre Palat cruising in, got a nice feed, and the Devils open the scoring on their 20th shot on goal.
Leafs have had a number of turnovers in the center ice area, and this time the Devils make him pay for it. This was after Austin Matthews with a couple of great opportunities. Off the rush, here it's John Tavares that just sort of swipes at a backhand. Doesn't get much out of it. It gets out of the Leaf zone, but the Devils pick it up and roar right back into Leaf territory. And Andre Palat takes the pass to the left wing circle and snaps it short side, blocker side on Stollers to give the Devils a 1-0 lead.
Fourth goal of the season for Palat. And the Leafs have to try to come from behind now. Stollers did his job. He kept them in the game. As it's played out in the center ice area.
Almost 106 minutes. The New Jersey Devils have been shut out until that goal.
Timmins curls at his own blue line. Fanned on the pass. Brought back in by New Jersey. Working the left wing side is Paul Cotter. He got tangled up, and Reeves trying to get it out. Couldn't. Now Timmins works up the boards and will lug it out at center. And now Minton going into the corner after it. Holmberg plays it around back of the net. Reeves went to the front of the goal. Connor Dewar got it back to the point. Long shot blocked. Rebound goes into the corner. Holmberg back to the point. Tanev with a wrist shot in traffic. That deflected high and wide. Knocked down in front of the goal was Dewar, but no call. Back to the point. A pass back in for Dewar. And a redirect in front of the net, and Holmberg couldn't get his stick on it. Fourth line doing a nice job of keeping the puck in. Reeves along the boards. In goes Dewar, but can't come up with it. And the puck is sent high and out and down the ice off a stick and down into the Leaf zone. No icing. Brought back by Tanev and across the line. Leafs get to it first along the boards. Minton chops it back of the net. Domi trying to settle and couldn't get to it. And now a whistle. And a penalty for interference coming here as Steven Lorenz is picking himself up off the ice. And so the Maple Leafs will get a power play opportunity here to even that count up at 2 apiece.
Siegenthaler, I believe, is the Devil that's going to head to the bench. The penalty box.
New Jersey, number 71, 2-minute minor interference.
Interference is going to be the call. You probably could have called it a cross check as well. And the Leafs need something good to happen real soon.
Devils penalty kill is ranked 11th in the National Hockey League, and they've scored 3 shorthanded goals while killing off penalties. Face off to the right of Markstrom. And the draw won by the Devils, and the Leafs have to start way back in their own zone.
Andre Palat actually has the 3rd most playoff goals in Tampa Bay Lightning history, only behind Kucherov and Stamkos.
Marner bringing the puck out at center, then drops it back. Matthews cradles it. 5 forwards on the ice for Toronto. That didn't work as it comes back out. Matthews mishandled the puck and put the play offside. So they'll face it off in the center ice area.
It's amazing, though, how the salary cap era, winning a championship means one thing. You got to change. Get rid of guys. Platt, Killorn. A lot of guys, Barclay Goodrow, a lot of guys have played significant roles in the bottom 6 for the Lightning.
Matthews back in his own zone, drops the puck back. Brought on by Marner through the center area, drops it again. Matthews with it now as he hits the blue line. Got into the zone, set it around the boards. Tavares trying to get there. Poked high in the air. Nylander knocked it down. Comes back to the blue line. Marner missed it, and it's a breakaway. Here's Nico Hischier in a goal. And the best penalty killer on the team is Stolarz. Another incident there with 5 forwards as a centering pass in front. And Nyes couldn't redirect in front of the goal. Hughes gets it back to the blue line. Marner keeping it in. Left wing side and a shot. That's blocked. Rebound made by Matthews getting it back to the point. And Marner wasn't there, and it's all the way back into the Toronto zone. And it's a thrill a minute. Here's Nylander into the zone. Nylander swinging it around the boards far side. Pacioretty got it back to the point. Now Willie closes, get it down low. Domi centering pass, and that was knocked wide. Leafs in the midst of a change as it is sent out and down the ice by New Jersey with just 16 seconds left to go in the power play. Morgan Rielly starts back up ice. Best scoring chance on the power play was the breakaway by Hischier. In across the line, it's sent into the corner for Domi and around back of the net. Played on the boards for Ekman-Larsson. Larsson gets it off. A centering pass into the slot area. A wrist shot went high and wide of the Devils' goal. Kept in by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Played down around into the corner to the far side. Pacioretty comes out of the corner with it. Looking for an outlet. Got it back to the point. Holding it there is Rielly. Near side for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. A shot. That was stopped. There was a rebound. And it's cleared by Nosen out into the center ice area. And the Devils will get it the rest of the way as the penalty has expired. Leafs being outshot 21-4 and trailing the game 1-0.
And did not have an official shot on that last power play either.
And an offside at the New Jersey blue line.
This is as tough a game as the Leafs have had this year. And I mean, as far as no energy, no execution.
No offensive zone time.
Like you said, you got your top 5 on the ice in the power play, and you end up giving up a shorthanded breakaway. Although the Leafs had a couple of 2-on-1s while killing the penalty. And the same players involved in both, Matthews and Marner.
It's an interesting concept, and I know that it's a work in progress, but it's pretty exciting at both ends of the rink when you've got 5 forwards out there on the power play. Played out at center ice by Toronto. Brought into the zone now. Here the Leafs do are trying to get it in front of the net. He had Pontus Holmberg driving the net, but the puck never reached him. Down into the corner for Reeves. Reeves gets it back off the official's leg. Got another opportunity. Tried to play it in a little deeper. Connor Dewar did that. And the Devils now get it freed up and now start out with it with a long alley-oop backhand pass that went nowhere. Brought back by Chris Tanev. Tanev with a long shoot-in that was off the blocker of Markstrom. Not sure the Leafs will get credit for a shot on goal. That was on a deflection by Reeves. And Markstrom had to make a save on the short side and is able to cover up to stop play. The New Jersey Devils with a 1-0 lead, and Anthony Stolarz is the reason it's not more. Leafs being outshot 21-6. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The 125th Army-Navy game is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84. This is Mike Krzyzewski, West Point class of 1969. It's bigger than a game. It's a celebration of our history. It's a reminder of what makes this country great. Channel 84's on-site coverage from Landover, Maryland begins Friday at 9 Eastern. Then Saturday at 3 Eastern, it's the Army-Navy game on College Sports Radio, Channel 84, in the car and the Sirius XM app.
24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed.
All right, insiders, we've got some special guests in the house. Harold Ballard. The bunker is bouncing, sir. Good to see you. Cheers. All right, as well, we've got a couple other people here in the chat. BJ, what's up, BJ? There you go. Gab in the house as well. Northern Farm Girl, Carmen. How's everybody doing tonight? I love it. Good to see everybody here in the chat as well. Pike's Wrath, Rod, man, Sandra. Hey, there's Sandra as well. I love the wave emojis with the blue heart, Sandra. That's awesome. All right, I am off to go hang out with my friends at Hooters. So I'm going to go have some fun there, and I'm going to let my people take over. And I'll be in the chat and listening, and I'll get in at the red lights. I'll stop and chat it up for a minute, but only when I'm stopped. All right, guys, have fun in there. We'll see you guys in the chat in a few minutes. Go Leafs, go. Let's get a goal. Let's get a shot. Something. Come on, let's go. Go Leafs, go. Hey, there's Danny as well in the Philippines. Love it, Danny. Go Leafs, go.
Leafs season low in shots on goal actually came in a 3-1 win over the Detroit Red Wings this year. The last time they were in New Jersey, game 2 of the season, after 48 shots in the first game against Montreal, they only had 22 against the Devils.
There's a chance for Marner, looking for a redirect in front of the net. And Minton deflected it over top of the goal. Played high to center ice now by New Jersey. Matthews playing it back. Minton taking a shift here on this line. Played down into the corner and down into New Jersey territory. Matthews arrives on the scene, knocks his man down. Minton against the boards, trying to come away with it. Marner lost the handle on it. The Devils get it out at center. It'll be brought by Kovacevic to the line and just rolled into the Toronto zone. Leafs quickly onto the puck on the right wing side. It's a delayed offside, I guess what it was, and puck got back out at center. Devils have it back at their own blue line. Siegenthaler got it ahead for Haula, launched in off the far glass into the corner. Devils unable to get it away there from Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but it comes back to the point. Long shot, deflects wide of the Leaf. Goal to wrap around, and Stolarz got over there nicely to thwart Nosen, trying to stuff it in on the short side. Icing call coming here against Toronto. 6:41 to play in the second period. Just the one goal to report on, and that was Andre Palat from Bratt. And it comes at 7:16.
Really, would you say only one difficult stop for Jacob Markstrom out of the 5 that he's faced? That was the Matthews in tight.
The breakaway by Matthews that he tried to go 5-hole. Yep. Another rolling puck to the side of the goal that Stolarz will stop play on. Boy, there's one thing that you have to absolutely agree with me. The Leafs are absolutely ecstatic about their goaltending.
Oh,
ecstatic.
Yeah, the only other team that I think you could compare them to are the Washington Capitals that have rotated their goaltenders and have had success doing it.
They've got goaltenders with .924 and .919 save percentages. And plenty of action. It's something to enjoy for sure. Right now, they need to get some offense going. Around on the boards, it comes in the zone. Tanev was able to punch it back around far side. Pinching down there to keep it in was the Leaf defense. It goes around back of the net. Chipped by Cotter up on the left wing and sent high out and down into the Toronto end. And Benoit will go back to the loose puck. Simon Benoit on the wing for Tanev. Tanev's pass goes off a skate into New Jersey territory, but it's going to be called icing, apparently, by the linesman. Thought it went off a skate that would have continued play, but whistled down with 5:58 to go here in the second period.
And the Leafs have really struggled with of late as the face-off dot. Remember in Pittsburgh, I think they were 30% at one point in the third period. It was 45% of the draws they've won so far in this one.
They win this one. Benoit sending it around the boards, but cut off at the point, kept in by New Jersey. Down around back of the net it goes. Trying to come out with it now is Bastian. He was taken off the disc, and the puck comes up on the wing, and Domi will just roll it out into the center ice area. Dillon trying to play it up, took a hit. Devils get it in over the line. Here's Bastian trying to get it in front of the net. And a penalty coming here to Benoit.
And again, it's not made by the official right there. I'm not saying it's not the right call, but again, I still haven't seen it. Have you?
No. Tatar holding his face, but the stick never came up there. He just went down. Hold on. It is another power play for the Red Hot Devils as far as the power play is concerned. And the coach is a non-believer. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, on the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Your holiday bonus awaits. Visit your local Subaru dealer for details.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
4-0 Toronto! Holy Mackinac, what a period!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Second period brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance that is really big on care, and the Leafs are killing the penalty here. And the penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealer. Get home ice advantage on every drive with the new Civic Hybrid, proudly made in Ontario. Available now at your Ontario Honda dealer.
Well, Thomas Tatar went to lift the stick of Chris Tanev, and then Tanev's stick came up and caught him. Now, the official right there didn't see, but fortunately, the one 60 feet away could see through a scrum in front of the net. And the players had their backs to him, but somehow he was able to make the call, and Thomas Tatar, God bless him, is still alive and on the bench.
Craig Berube was upset. Now Matthews has stolen the puck. He's in a goal! Oh, and he shot it wide. The Leafs' best offense has been when they've been penalty killing. Devils shoot it in. Round on the boards near side Marner. Matthews trying to help out. 3 Leafs there as it goes to the far corner. Benoit's going to get there, and he's going to ring the boards with it and send it down the ice. Austin Matthews has had some glorious chances.
3 all here in the second period.
Hamilton cruising through center, played it in over the line, would have been offside, but now Hughes steps in. He rolled it towards the net, but had it knocked off his stick at the last second there by Myers. To the side of the net, centering pass comes out in front. Myers gets it again, chance to clear, hammered off the wall, and set out and down the ice.
Craig Berube may start sending
was at the door. That's all right.
Craig Berube may just send 4 players out for the rest of the game.
No, yeah, penalty kill. 38 seconds left in the power play. Broken up at the Leaf defense and shot out and down the ice. It's better than the 6 guys on the power play.
Yes.
Drop pass now. Devils bring it in on the left wing. Trying to get around was Mercer. Got it down into the corner. Mercer trying to dig the puck free. The Newfoundland native was bowled over back of the goal. Leafs poke it up the boards, but it comes back to the net. Mercer tied up there by Benoit. Leafs get clear of it. Whoa! A clearing attempt by, was that Connor Timmins, was blocked, and it came right back in, and Stolars may have had to make his best save.
I think it was just all shock. It hit him, and he sort of fell backwards in disbelief.
Penalty over. Myers at the point. Now to Nylander into the slot. Myers rolls it towards the net, and unable to get a stick on it was Riley, who had crept in. Kept in now with a wrist shot. That's blockered away. And did it hit Siegenthaler in the head? One of the Leafs was signaling that there might be an issue here. And I think a deflected shot may have come up. Yeah, hit Siegenthaler right in the head. And it was Mitch Marner who was signaling that maybe some attention was going to be required. What a save Stolars makes.
Connor Timmins. Well,
is that a shot on goal?
No, it's not.
Not when your own guy does it.
I remember Tyler Yamamoto scored a goal for Edmonton in Toronto. And did not have a shot on goal. It was, remember, from behind the net, it went off the skate.
Okay, yep. 3:08 to play in the period. Still 1-0 New Jersey, and Siegenthaler getting some attention at the New Jersey bench. Leafs poke the puck to the end boards. Then come out with it in a backhand by Matthews, squirted wide. Kept in around the boards. This is as dangerous as Austin Matthews has been since his return from injury, in my humble estimation.
But the confidence with the finish is just off, isn't it?
Yep. Nylander kept the puck in momentarily. Devils bank it off the boards to the Toronto blue line. Broken up there by the Leafs, but chipped in as Myers couldn't come up with it. Now Myers working back along the boards. Got it up on the wing. It'll be cleared and just trickling out into the center ice area before being shot back in again by New Jersey. Hustling after it, Myers took a hit to make a play and got it ahead to Tavares. Tavares with a rink-wide feed. Cross the line, it is shot in well wide of the New Jersey zone. Pacioretty takes his man to the boards. Domi couldn't get into the forecheck. Puck sent back out into neutral ice. And now the Devils send it the rest of the way on an errant pass. And with exactly 2 minutes to go in the second period, the Leafs trailing 1-0. It is a face-off on an icing coming back in New Jersey territory.
It's hard to look at it as a huge improvement, right? You're down 1 here in the second period. You're even after the first. You're being outshot 10-5. And they've had great scoring chances shorthanded. I mean, you're kind of grasping at straws, other than the fact that Anthony Stolarz has not given up the next goal that really you would feel would put the Leafs right out of this game.
Devils work it out at center ice. Played in by Haula on the right wing. Turned over. Devils get it back again at center, and it is snapped in by Justin Dowling. Stolarz out of the cage to play it around on the boards. Out come the Leafs to center with Domi, trying to flip it ahead for Tavares. That didn't work. Domi gets back into the defensive chore, and the puck comes up on the wing, and now here's Pacioretty. Here's Tavares loose going front of the net, and a shot by Domi was stopped on a good save made by Markstrom. Pacioretty elected to go to Domi, and I thought maybe Tavares was the one, but Tavares now gets it in over the line. Knocked off the puck and knocked down on the play. Oh, what a hit! As Hughes got thundered to the ice by Pacioretty. Pacioretty hasn't gotten up yet, though. Now he does.
Whistle, have you?
Not yet. Well, now I hear a bunch of them. Oh, Hughes just got pasted. Just got pasted by Max Pacioretty.
Nobody's really doing anything about it. I don't believe there was a penalty on the play. Play seemed to continue. All we could see was the scrum in the aftermath of a hit.
Now, in fairness, I think hit. Hughes caught wind of it a little bit. He tried to duck, but Pacioretty went right through him. Dougie Hamilton then dropped his stick as if he was going to... Oh, yeah, no, he really got clobbered. I'm sorry. He didn't duck. He got hit.
I don't know if Hamilton's picking up penalty, but play continued on.
No, it doesn't look like there's any penalty. Yeah, I guess the whistle went thinking that Hughes might be hurt. One of the 3 Hughes boys in the National Hockey League. Welcome to the Sutter family. Minute 3 to go in the period. Riley getting the puck ahead for Nylander. He couldn't knife it ahead. Devils will flip it back in, and Chris Tanev is there. Tanev starts back with a pass ahead on the right wing. Marner slides in over the line with a drop pass, and Riley looking for Matthews in front of the net, and he couldn't get the redirect to work. Brendan Dillon will send it back into the Toronto zone. Chipped around the boards and back out at center ice. Racing after it here is the Leafs. Lorenz couldn't get it in front of the net, and it's back out at center as Marner trying to get back to it. Brought in over the line now by Palat. Palat is the goal scorer in the game. Pass out from the wing, well out of the reach of Minton. Is going to go down into the Devils zone, but icing waved off for some reason. New Jersey gets it back out at center ice. Leafs off the boards now with the puck and in over the line. Minton racing after it into the far corner. Squeezed off there efficiently by Luke Hughes. Puck comes to the side of the goal. Unable to get it in front as it comes around, and time will run out. Just the one goal. Palat, his 4th from Bratt. And the Maple Leafs trail in the game 1-0. Outshot 25-6. But a better second period, if you can believe it.
Yeah, despite losing the period 1-0, they were better at least generating something off the penalty kill. Another thing to look at, the Devils, a perfect 15-0 when leading after 2 periods of play. And I believe, Joe, this is the 4th straight game the Leafs will enter the 3rd period. Oh, no, I guess they were tied against Washington. But it's been a while since they've had a lead into the 3rd.
It is 1-0 New Jersey. We'll step aside Eilish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert to bring you our 2nd period intermission. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The Fantasy Football Playoffs are here, and you need Fantasy Sports Radio now more than ever. After a grinding season of injuries, waiver moves, and start-sit decisions, the finish line is in sight.
We've seen some ridiculous running backs have a featured role in the fantasy playoffs that win championships.
But making the wrong move could mean the difference between glory or defeat.
Every week, Mike Evans is either scoring or putting up some numbers.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Don't lose because you weren't listening. Channel 87 on the Sirius XM app. Under review.
Avalanche goaltending sucks. There's no other way around it. They have the worst team save percentage in the National Hockey League. Oh, sure, they can score goals, but they can't prevent them. And this is why I don't take the Avalanche seriously as a Stanley Cup contender, no matter how top-heavy they are with future Hall of Famers. Their goaltending's bad.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
They're going to the 2nd round. Do you believe this? Holy Mackinac! Point taken. 2-0 Toronto. 2-on-1. Minor in over the line looking for Tavares.
Now, thank you for finding us. Thank you for sharing out the link and bringing more hockey fans to our awesome community here on TSI. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go! Let's tear them up.
Game on his stick.
Changing the world, one insider at a time. We'll see you in the chat. And holy Mackinac, go Leafs, go.
XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. Do we make that next step? How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM
and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Eilish Forfar, Justin Cuthbert for your intermissions. We just did the math real quick. Wasn't hard.
I'm less confident with the math.
I think I'm right.
You're
Ready?
going with it?
The
Okay.
Leafs had 600% more shots.
Well, they only had 5 in the periods. Maybe it's
500% more shots in that period. Yeah.
That's
correct.
That is the best way you can say it, because the Maple Leafs, trailing 1-0 to the Devils, have 6 total shots through 40 minutes. And even that number seems like a little flimsy.
Yeah.
Because they're taking some off the board, and the Maple Leafs have had some chances. Did the goaltender get a glove? I'm not really sure. The moral of the story is the output is awful after 40 minutes. This is as bad as we've seen a Maple Leafs effort all season. They're absolutely getting trucked by the Devils, with the exception of Max Pacioretty trucking Jack Hughes near the end of that period.
Yeah, so shots 25-6 for the Devils. It's a 1-0 lead for the Devils as well, we should mention. But
yeah, despite all that, they're still in this game.
Still only 1-0. That would be actually a phenomenal win if they can pull this out. Like, the deserve-o-meter is in the basement, and if they find a way to win, it's spooky. Okay, so let's talk about that Pacioretty hit. That was, like, I think we both flinched watching it, and now we've seen the replay a few times, but Hughes is a little bit smaller than Max Pacioretty, to say it lightly.
A touch.
And a lot smaller and lighter, and he is sent into next week. But I think it's kind of his fault.
Yeah, sent into orbit. Clean or not?
I think it's clean, bordering like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe,
I don't think there's going to be like a Department of Safety hearing.
I think it's not like clean, but it's not dirty.
It's kind of like,
what I mean?
You probably shouldn't have done
and
that.
you're right. I think Jack Hughes put himself in a position where, you don't want to get absolutely destroyed, but when you give yourself up in the way that he did, almost like a quarterback giving himself up, well, you can still lay the hit in the NHL as opposed to the NFL. And he put himself in a position where he had zero leverage, and Pacioretty just went absolutely right through him and sent him crashing into the ice really hard. And there wasn't much of a response from the Devils. I'm not really sure if we can put together, or we can connect the dots and say, hey, Sheldon Keefe mandate, because there wasn't so long ago where the Maple Leafs weren't reacting when there were big hits levied against him. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they looked at that in the intermission, like, oh, we got to do something about that. That was absolutely egregious, at least in terms of what it looked like on the ice. Again, I don't think Max Pacioretty did much in the wrong there, but we will see if the Devils have any sort of response after getting a second look at it.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a random broken play. Like, all 5 of the Devils are standing around in their own zone, and Jack Hughes tries to like break the puck out, and Pacioretty just kind of comes out of nowhere. And you're right, I'm watching the replay, and Dougie Hamilton tries to give him a little bit of a shot, but nobody really did much.
Brendan Dillon was on the ice, and Brendan Dillon normally is a guy who would enforce things. So, we'll see.
Okay, well, I don't think anything, like, I don't know if they can look back at that and give him a player department of safety call, but I love the feistiness for Max Pacioretty.
I would say stranger things have happened, and stranger things have happened. With the Maple Leafs and a potential comeback here. You mentioned it. Despite the shot total, despite the disparity in scoring chances, high danger looks, go down the list. Maple Leafs just 1 goal away from tying this up, and Austin Matthews, the best goal scorer on the Maple Leafs, has had quite a few chances. Honestly, he's got 2 technically high danger looks, according to Natural Stat Trick, 2 or 3 individual scoring chances for just 1 shot on net. He was in all alone at one point, shorthanded there, and it just doesn't look as sharp. Like, he missed the net on that shorthanded look. He had a moment where he curled and shot a puck towards the net that hit Siegenthaler in the head when it was nowhere near the net. And again, it looked like he was trying to fire one on net. Matthews just looks a little off. He's had some moments where he's been in position, but it's definitely not as crisp and sharp as it normally is.
Yeah, you think it's some injury lingerings, maybe?
I'm not going to suggest that, but it just doesn't.
I mean, what do you think it is?
Again, I don't know. I mean, he spent a lot of time not playing hockey this year. He did have that breakout game about a week ago where it did look crisp. I'm not really sure what the answer is, but Austin Matthews just doesn't look like the most devastating goal scorer on the planet and in the league specifically right now, because he's had looks and it hasn't been decisive. It's normally decisive. It's normally, only one player does that on the Leafs. And Matthews just doesn't look like he has that final finishing moment.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anyone has it tonight either, right? It's been pretty sloppy. But at least seeing Matthews circling, I think Marner had a couple like creative plays, but this is, it was only a couple weeks ago where we were doing I forget which game it was. I keep forgetting when they put Matthews and Marner together. Was it the Preds game?
Yeah, Nashville last week.
So a week ago, almost a week ago, they are going into the third period, similar to this, down a goal, an opportunity to spark something, and they put Matthews and Marner together. And then we remember like that period just it just brought a completely different Maple Leafs team. I don't know what Craig Berube's fixes would be, but something needs to ignite this team. We looked it up thanks to Armin. The least amount of shots the Leafs had in a game this year was 20. They're not even close to 20. So, and that was a 3-1 win over the Red Wings on November 8th. So this is pretty sad.
Where they're probably parking the bus by the end of the game.
Yeah, for sure. So they got to figure something out when they come out for the third. New lines, promote some of these younger guys, or I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, dangerous to make lists as a head coach in this market, historically.
Don't make any lists.
I wouldn't, if it was my job right now, I might list them 1 through 12 in terms of hard work, and that's my lineup. Like, who are the 3 guys that are going? That's my top line. Next 3, second line, and I'd probably divvy up the ice time like that. Like, desperate time, desperate measures. Again, probably don't publish the list or try to embarrass star players with said list, but it might be a night where you don't even go to, the next core 4 partnership. You just go, Lorentz is going and Matthews has had some chances. Let those 2 go out there together.
I like that. Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with Out of Town Scoreboard, get you set for third period. You're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
The wait is almost over.
This crowd is ready for hockey.
The world's best players take the ice to compete for their country. This February, international best-on-best hockey comes to Montreal as Team Canada stars Crosby and McDavid join forces to see which hockey nation will reign. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA. The 4 nations face off. Get your tickets today.
At last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Your holiday bonus awaits. Visit your local Subaru dealer for details.
Over to our sideline reporter and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7 paper-free access to all of your home and auto policies, including your digital pink slip. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Maxwell Domi! And the Leafs have a 5-1.
What's up, Leafs fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Leafs matchup against the New Jersey Devils. We're taking on former coach Keefe. We got to get the W tonight. 2 bad losses over the weekend. We've got to get back on track tonight. Make sure we hit that like button down below. Let's bring more hockey fans here in the chat to hang out with us here on TSI. And please share this link out. It's up to you to see how many more people we can bring here to hang out with us during the game. Now let's get after it. Like David Chimenti said, go Leafs go. Let's rip them Devils to shreds. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Leafs go.
What's been going on, and the power play has been more damaging than good.
Yeah, the penalty kill has produced more offense for them than the power play has of late. A lot of similarities between these two clubs. The New Jersey Devils, good young talent that is coming up together, kind of behind the Leafs in experience and age. But one of the great moves that Tom Fitzgerald made, and it was a surprise at the time, they signed Jack Hughes to an 8-year, $64 million deal. Now, the day he signed that extension, which was mid-season, to kick in the next year, the day he signed it, he had 55 career points in 119 games. So a lot of people wondered if this signing was a little premature. Well, in the 217 games since, he has 261 points. So it was a pretty smart signing by Tom Fitzgerald.
We're going to step aside here and go to a commercial break. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Your holiday season just got a whole lot smoother with the music of a yacht rock Christmas. Christopher Cross, Hall & Oates, and more. Jingle Bell Rock. Or try a yacht soul Christmas. And this Christmas. Hosted by Cool of Cool and the Gang. Soulful and groovy. Exclusively on the Sirius XM app through Christmas Day, along with dozens of other holiday channels and specials.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Under review.
Avalanche goaltending sucks. There's no other way around it. They have the worst team save percentage in the National Hockey League. Oh, sure, they can score goals, but they can't prevent them. And this is why I don't take the Avalanche seriously as a Stanley Cup contender, no matter how top-heavy they are with future Hall of Famers. Their goaltending's bad.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The big names are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. Do we make that next step? How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scored the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Play about to get underway for the third period from the Prudential Center in downtown Newark, New Jersey.
Bet 365 out of town scoreboard. Penguins coming back from the Avalanche. That's 3-2 now. Sharks leading the Hurricanes 2-1. 4-1 Flyers over the Blue Jackets. Kings leading the Islanders 2-1. Give you a few more after that. Oh, Boston up on, they're down to the Winnipeg Jets 2-0 in the first.
Playing around the boards, two teams that are struggling. Devils start out of their own end. They get to the red line and fire it into the zone around back of the Toronto goal. Good play by Tanev to free it up against the boards. Devils are able to come away with it as they chip it towards the blue line. Kovacevic sends it back in, and his numerical counterpart Tanev gets it to the line, but not out. Right back in behind the goal. Tanev into the corner for Ekman Larsson. Up on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes, a long right wing pass. Tavares got it in front of the net, and it was tipped just wide by Nylander. Pretty good scoring chance engineered there by John Tavares, who comes away with the loose puck back of the goal. Tavares getting it back to the point on the left side. Riley goes D to D. Here's Myers with a wrist shot, and that's wide. Riley crowds at the near point, sends it back from whence it came. Back of the net, Tavares. Tavares banking it back to Myers. Myers sends it around the boards again. Pacioretty chipping it to Riley. Riley bringing it out in front of the backhand, and the loose puck in the goal crease area. Knifed away, but not out. Leafs keeping it in. Nylander's pass, though, hits a skate and comes to center ice. Good shift to start the period by the Maple Leafs. Fired right back in again. Upended there was Pontus Holmberg. He goes into the corner. Minton comes away with the loose puck in the far corner. Got it back to the point. The one-timer right on. That was stopped by Markstrom. Domi hustling in along the boards. Benoit pinches. Now Pontus Holmberg playing it back to the point, but Minton was out of the vicinity and couldn't corral it. Leafs have to go back in their own zone to come away with the puck. Benoit, long lead pass off Domi, but it'll be an icing call. Linesman emphatically makes the call as he has a stick in his hand as well to emphasize it's icing. Boy, Max Domi needs a goal, doesn't he?
Yeah, it has been a struggle. I mean, he's missed the last 9, obviously, with injury, but has not scored this season. In fact, 13 games without a point coming into this game.
Down into the corner. It is played on the backhand by the Leafs down the ice. It'll be another icing call. And it'll come back into the Toronto zone. Third period brought to you by, well, nobody at this particular point. I got ahead of myself. My bad.
Bowen Broadcasting.
Bowen Broadcasting and R. Ralph Enterprises.
R. Ralph?
J. Ralph Enterprises. Well, I was...
Right. Now we're advertising for R. Ralph.
Yes. Draw one by the Devils, and a long wrist shot is handled easily by Anthony Stolarz, and so another face-off coming in the Toronto end.
That will allow the shot clock to click to 30 for the New Jersey Devils. Seeing Connor Timmins just coming back to the Leaf bench. I don't know whether might have had equipment repairs that would have kept him out in the dressing room.
30-8. The Leafs have been outshot in the game, but trail 1-0, and they're a shot away from equalizing here and getting right back into this thing. Lorenz sends it down into the zone. He scored the winning goal in the win over New Jersey the first go-round. Lead pass at center, and that's going to be an offside at the Toronto blue line. Max Pacioretty scored the first Leaf goal of the season in the second game against the New Jersey Devils as well at the Prudential Center.
It's actually got off to a 3-0 lead in that game. You mentioned that was the first start for Dennis Hildeby. Anthony Stolarz did not play because he opened the season for the Leafs the night before in a 1-0 loss in Montreal.
Leafs control the face-off, got it to center. Marner sends it back to the defense, fed ahead onto the right wing side. Marner just steps in, rolls it into the left wing corner. Matthews went in there after it. Marner is able to block the path along the boards, and Matthews stole the puck momentarily. Now Nyes in back of the net. Matthews is tripped. I don't see an arm. Nope. The gentleman with the stripes was right there.
Well, the guy at center ice seemed to be making all the calls.
Most of them, yeah. In against the boards, Nyes in the near corner. Marner into the forecheck as well. Matthews hovering around, hoping for a loose puck to develop. It comes back to the point. Riley goes D to D. Wrist shot by Myers, tripped in front of the net, and then a backhand by Nyes. Slid wide of the goal as Kovacevic took Nyes down. Devils get it out at center, and they're going to backhand it down into the Toronto zone. Morgan Riley goes back to the loose puck. Approaching 4 minutes played into the third. Backhanded into the zone by Tavares. In against the boards, Pacioretty. Nylander tries to help out. Nylander is tripped. There's going to be a penalty. And it'll be touched here by the Devils, and that's a weak one, too. I think when we look at it again, it's going to go to Luke Hughes, but it'll even the power play situation up to 3 apiece.
New Jersey, number 43. 2-minute minor, tripping.
Yeah, I think they just get their feet kind of tangled up together. Nylander was the one that went down. I thought there were infractions before that. Maybe the one off Austin Matthews or the one on Matthew Nyes in front of the net that were a little more severe than the one they called, but the Leafs have to try to take advantage of it now.
Well, they'll go, I believe, with the 6 forwards again. Nope. No, they're not. Morgan Riley is stationed on the blue line.
I imagine Marner's on the right point.
Yep. And the draw is one, so no Matthew Nyes on the power play. And it's brought out into the center ice area, and Riley goes back to retrieve it. Brought on now by Marner. He drops for Riley, who carries in across the line. Leafs get it off on the left wing side, but it was off the heel of the stick of Matthews and comes to center ice. Marner will drop it back, and Morgan Riley turns. Riley carries down the right wing. Got to the line and in. Rand had it knocked off his stick, brought in over the line by the Leafs, but it's poked out at center again by New Jersey. Now a lead pass ahead for Matthews. Matthews to the line, brought it in on a backhand off the stick of Hughes, and Jack Hughes sends it down the ice trying to kill off his brother's penalty.
The Leafs appear to be doing it for him. Boy, they can't even get into the New Jersey zone.
Another drop pass brought on by Nylander. With speed to the line. Fed it in on the wing. Lost it. Shot down the ice again by New Jersey. And the Leafs trying to get organized here as Stolarz goes to the puck and gets it back. And a minute 10 has gone by, and the Leafs have not gotten it into the zone to even get set up.
Yeah, the face-off was the only time it was in there, wasn't it?
Yep. Nylander to the line and in. Splits to the right wing side. Centers in front. It comes back to Pacioretty. Into the slot area. Unable to shoot it, though, was the Leafs. Ekman-Larsson down into the corner. Domi holds and gets it back to Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson back on the far side. A one-timer by Domi. Deflected wide of the goal, and it's going to carry him all the way out at center ice.
Again, Joe, nobody to the front of the net. Nyes is back out on the ice. Pacioretty as well, but the puck's at the point. Nobody in front of Markstrom.
Timmins gets to the loose puck to play it back to the defense. Long shot. Got through. There's a rebound. They bang away at it. Markstrom got a stick on it and then lost his stick. Back to the point. It comes another shot taken by Domi. Another shot. And that deflected wide. Timmins keeping it in. Leafs with pressure now that the penalty has expired. And the Devils are going to get it out into neutral ice and get it to center and shoot it into the Toronto zone. Stolarz swinging it around the boards. Leafs will regroup it back at the net. 13:36 to play here in period number 3. 1-0 New Jersey. Long lead pass. Went off a stick and in to the zone, but quickly brought back by New Jersey. Dowling in on the right side. His shot deflects high, and it is easily caught by the left hand of Stolarz to stop play and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone. With 13:21 left to play in the third period. The Leafs trail 1-0. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Don't miss the biggest matches from the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. Atalanta are one of the hottest teams in Europe.
Here's Lookman! Atalanta strike!
But their true quality will be put to the test when defending champion Real Madrid come to town.
Kylian Mbappe when it matters most!
Atalanta versus Real Madrid today at 3 Eastern on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
What's up, insiders? I just wanted to let you guys know tonight we have a special redirect going on. I will be live in person, hanging out at the Football Recap Live with David Kaplan, Ton Waddle, and Olin Kreutz discussing the Chicago Bears, because, I'm here from Chicago, even though, big Toronto fan. Make sure you guys give a like and a subscribe to that video when we redirect everyone after the stream. And if you're not going to wait until the end, go ahead and check us out. We're live right now over there. I'll put the link out in the description. Go say hi in the chat over there. We'll see you real soon. Thank you for helping my friends out, and we'll see you back in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
XMFC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XMFC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
It's Radio Network.
Joe Bowen along with Jim Ralph, Armin Zagarian, and Andrew Adams pretending they're playing radio and helping us out. With 13:21 left to play here in the third period. Anthony Stolarz has been the hero of the Maple Leafs as he has faced 29 shots. Puck in the Toronto zone. Pontus Holmberg Gets it to Benoit. Benoit to his defense partner, and then punched up at center ice. Leafs go into the neutral zone, and Benoit sends it down into New Jersey territory, taking a hit there from Andre Palat. Puck bounces high to center ice. Three Devils to center, to the line and in. On the right side, Dougie Hamilton played it back, but it's intercepted, and Connor Dewar just plays it off the boards and gets it into New Jersey territory and peels to the bench. Devils with Hamilton back in over the line. Riley stole it back. Tried to find a man breaking it was Marner. Now Marner steals the puck, got it back into the slot, but it was out of the reach of Matthews. Back down into the Toronto zone. Myers pulls up there to elude the forecheck as the Devil player went sprawling. Then a shot from an angle is into the glove of Stolarz. And he will stop play, the 30th shot on goal for New Jersey. And the New Jersey native, Anthony Stolarz, has been the game's #1 star.
Well, he's had a number of these games, especially on the road, where there just hasn't been any offense. We mentioned the first game of the year, a 1-0 loss in Montreal. There was a 2-1 overtime loss in Minnesota. That for a stretch there, I think his goals against average was better on the road. And his win-loss record was way better at home.
The shot off the face-off, stopped by Stolarz. The Leafs are 4-5-2 on the road. And the Devils, ironically, although they're 18-10-2, are just 7-6-2 at home, including the loss to the Maple Leafs as it's brought in offside. And play whistle dead with 11:58 to play in the third period. Again, join us on Thursday night when the Ducks of Anaheim are going to be in town. That game at 7 o'clock on Thursday night from Scotiabank Arena.
It's amazing, though, isn't it, how in the first month or 6 weeks of the season you think, well, it's just the start. But then it becomes your identity for the rest of the regular season. And whether it's power play, penalty kill, defensive play, lack of offense, all of a sudden, and from a Leaf standpoint, it's hard to figure out. But here we are into the third period. The 3 games coming into this one, the Leafs had only scored 6 goals, and two of those 3 were at home. So now you're saying it's 6 goals in almost 4 games, and the power play continues to struggle. And you're thinking, well, coming into the regular season, you didn't think that would be a problem.
But on the positive side, they're much better defensively, and their goaltending has been outstanding. It's hard to, I guess, trying to get it all put into place. Here's Riley at the left point. Sends a shot purposely wide of the goal. Tavares works around back of the net. Tried to chip it back of the goal for Nylander and does. Willie trying to come out on his backhand back to the point. Riley can't send it to the net. Sends it wide, and then a bouncing puck at the side of the goal was scooped to the net by Tavares. And Markstrom had to be alert there to pin himself up against the goalpost to stop that.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, you come into the season and you're saying, look, we have to defend better. But you're not thinking, you're already taking for granted we've got the offense. Mm-hmm. And yet there seems to be a little bit of a trade-off. And, you know, even though the Leafs have, what are they up to here in the third period? 4 shots on goal in the third, 5 now. But still, just not sharp in the offensive zone. And we saw that just on the zone entries in the power play.
Got back down the ice by New Jersey. Up ahead on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes shoots it in. Marner with him as the puck goes in on the far side. Matthews chasing. Puck back of the net. Played up on the wing. Kept alive there by Ekman-Larsson. Matthews couldn't get it in front. Marner after it as it goes into the corner and sent around back of the net for Jonas Sigenthaler. He got it to the line, but it won't clear. Kept in on the backhand by Marner. Hit there by Nyes. Takes his man down from behind. And there's going to be a penalty here to Nyes. Kovacevic is down on a knee.
What is this going to be, a boarding
feels
call?
Feels all right to get up and say a few things to Connor Timmins, who is probably questioning whether the diving board was anywhere near where he was. But anyway, we'll wait and see. Nyes, I believe, is going to get the penalty. And so the Devils, who have the best power play in the league, are going to the 4th
2-minute minor, 40.
opportunity.
Kovacevic goes into the boards. And I mean, this is a penalty. It's right into the numbers by Matthew Nyes, but it happens so quickly that Kovacevic starts Joe to go towards behind the net and then pulls up and stops. And by then, Matthew Nyes had already committed to the hit. I think he probably thought it was going to be shoulder on shoulder until the New Jersey defenseman pulled up.
Oh, Devils in across the line. Big penalty kill here for the Maple Leafs. Hughes dropping it back to the point to Hamilton. Hamilton gives it back to Hughes. Hughes down the right wing boards. Back to Hamilton. Over on the left wing side. Trying to work in. It goes to the side of the net. Good play against Nossen right at the side of the net. Now Hughes with it once more. Got away in front of the goal, away from the Leafs. Lorenz. It goes around back of the net. Kept alive on the near side. Trying to come out with it is Bratt. To the left wing side, and a shot deflected off the blocker of Stolarz. Leafs still can't come up with the loose puck. Knocked to the side of the net. Bratt looking for it on the near wing and gets it back to the point. It comes to Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton goes D to the left wing side to Hughes. Hughes closes with a shot, and Stolarz may have got a piece of that, and then Bratt couldn't keep it in, and Lorenz almost poked that off his stick, and he'd have been away to the races. Brought in over the line again by the Devils. Broken up in the goal crease area, and the shot right on. That was stopped. There's still a scramble going on. Stolarz is down. Still free. The puck is knocked away, and the Leafs are going to get it out. What a scramble that was. And now here's trying to get to it. Lorenz, and a shot. Scores! The Leafs score a shorty from off the rush. And of all people, it's Pontus Holmberg.
You and I talked to the intermission where this is a game where the bottom six need to contribute. And after a big scramble in front of Stolarz, where it looked like the Devils were going to take a 2-0 lead, the Leafs are able to clear it. But what happens, Joe? The Leafs clear it, and it's Connor Dewar that gives chase first. But it's Pontus Holmberg who follows up on the play and sweeps it to the legs of the New Jersey goaltender Markstrom. I believe that Holmberg's first NHL goal was in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken, in a 2-1 win.
Well, his second of the season is a huge one here that ties the game at 10:42.
The first one was an empty net goal.
Brought on now by the Devils in across the line. They sweep in a goal! And a big save made by Stolarz. Hughes, Luke Hughes, went end to end and blew by the Leaf defenseman on that side. Was that Connor Timmins? Yes, it was. And in on the backhand, but Stolarz went right with him across the front of the crease to make the save.
And we're getting a look at that play again. As good as Stolarz has been at one end, for Markstrom, this is not a great one. This is right along the ice, 5-0.
Order to it. It does, yeah.
Stolarz is going to pick up an assist on that?
I hope so. He's been the best player. He might as well get some points. Leafs send the puck out and down the ice with now a dozen seconds left in the penalty. Up on the right side. Blocked there nicely by Benoit. Benoit tries to find a Nylander breaking, but it was knocked down at the blue line. Nylander had gone into the offensive zone. The Leafs have to hold up before sending it in to avoid the offside. Cleared off the glass and out at center ice. Going back into his own zone, Morgan Rielly. Rielly to his defense partner. Played up on the wing at the blue line. Tavares got it out, but the Devils have possession in their own zone. Near boards now for Kovacevic. Kovacevic's pass to center. Brought in over the line on the left wing, and a shot deflects off the stick of the Leaf defender on that side, Myers, and it goes up into the screen and out of play. But the Leafs on a shorthanded goal, the team's second, and the second goal of the season by Pontus Holmberg has tied this game at 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
Heard of Uline?
You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
The cross in front, they score!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Maple Leafs tied the game on a shorthanded goal by Pontus Holmberg from Connor Dewar at 10:42. They've actually been more offensive-minded and better while killing penalties tonight. Austin Matthews had a couple of great chances. Here's Tanev sending it into the zone. Down the boards, a hit by Pacioretty, sends it around into the far corner. Pesce gets to it and now launches it high out at center ice. It bounces over Benoit's stick, and he lost it. It comes in front of the goal, and Nylander got it to the far boards and now finds Benoit, who will get it out. Misfiring on a pass for Tavares. Puck up on the right wing side. Paul Cotter sends it into the Toronto end. Down the boards, it'll come around back of the net. Morgan Riley with it now. Trying to play it up on the boards. Pacioretty couldn't get out. Minton does. Up on the right side, and Myers wires it into the zone. Domi got it freed up as he goes around back of the net. Centered in front of the goal, and coming off the bench there with some force was that Holmberg again. And the puck almost reached him as Domi tried to set him up coming down the slot.
Well, and just double checking, it was almost 2 years ago that Pontus Holmberg had his first NHL goal in the very same building against the Devils. Came at 14:03 of the second period, assisted by Alex Kerfoot. And the Leafs ended up winning that game by a 2-1 score.
Well, it's 1-1 here now. Minton lost the face-off. Devils get it out into the center ice area. 3 of them across the blue line on the left wing side, and a shot deflected off a Toronto body and went wide. It has been a physical event here tonight. Leafs have certainly been very much involved in the physicality, that's for sure, as it's played back to the point. A long shot drifts wide of the Leaf goal. Another shot high and wide by Hamilton. Karam's to the left wing side. Back it comes to Hamilton on the right point. Another long shot blockered away nicely there. And Domi just rolls it off the boards and gets it into Devils territory. Hamilton going back to it. The veteran defenseman gets it up on the right side. Had to go in over the line. The Leafs come away with it. Tanev circles, looks up ice, tried to make a pass ahead for Matthews, but it was in over the line. Then Matthews was able to knock it a little further back of the net, but the Devils get it up on the right wing side. And Mercer, trying to get it out, will get it into neutral ice. Knocked off the stick. Tanev goes back for it. Devils are changing, and it is around the boards. It'll find Benoit. Benoit, a pass ahead, dropped off by Marner to Tanev. Got to the red line, shot into the zone, but it ended up going high. And wait, did that go out of play? The players were certainly pointing that way, but play goes on, and a shot by Marner deflected wide. That was very strange.
Yeah, and this is reviewable. If the Leafs end up scoring, New Jersey can challenge it to see if the puck did in fact leave the ice surface. But there was about 2 steamboat delay before the puck finally resurfaced on the ice.
Arms up in the air. Well, they're not going to be able to do it now as they've gotten to center and shoot it in. Around the boards, back of the net. Chipped along the boards for Nylander. He just gets it out. Pacioretty will apply some forechecking. Devils get it up on the left wing. 5:17 to play in the third period. We're deadlocked at a goal. Down the boards, trying to work it in around the boards as Pesce as it goes into the left wing corner. Nosson overskated the puck. The Leafs come away with it. Tavares with a little backhand pass that Pacioretty couldn't help out. Devils get it in over the line, but Benoit is there. Benoit was tackled and knocked down on the play by Paul Cotter. Cotter is still down on all fours as the puck comes free, and it is pushed ahead, and Pacioretty starts away. Up ahead on the right side, Nylander into the zone. Along the boards for Pacioretty, got it in front, but Tavares couldn't deliver a backhand. And the Devils will play it high, out and down the ice, and wow. There's a very generous icing call made by the linesman here to bring it back into the Devils' end of the rink.
Because Zamboni might have been able to lap that a couple of times.
It could have. Yes, it could have. Yep.
Well, the shots 35-12 overall. At 8-6, the advantage for the Devils here in the third period.
Face off to the right of Jacob Markstrom. Game tied 1-1. Draw one, back to the point, kept in by Morgan Riley. Rings the boards to the far side. Devils can't get it out. Cut off by Pontus Holmberg. Sent around the boards to the near side. Domi trying to get to it. Riley pinches. Backhanded by Tatar. Not out. Kept in by Toronto. Swept around the boards by Luke Hughes. And it's going to slide out at center ice, and the Leafs go back for it. Holmberg. A pass in over the line for Matthews. Domi trying to help out as he goes into the corner after it. Holmberg got to it. Got in front for Matthews. And he got the shot away, but into the glove of Jacob Markstrom and held for a face-off in the Devils' zone.
Interesting combination. Craig Berube goes with Matthews, Domi, and Holmberg out on that last shift.
It is a 1-1 tie. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
It's an NBA Cup quarterfinal doubleheader tonight as Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks host the Orlando Magic. That's followed by the Thunder and the Mavericks from Oklahoma City. Hear all of the play-by-play action beginning at 7 Eastern on your 24/7 home for hoops. Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and on the all-new Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
24/7 hockey talk.
To understand that you are allowed to legally still check the head, not just the head. The head by itself is a penalty. If you wanted to change it, that would be like in the IIHF. That's probably a penalty at the Olympics. That's probably at the World Juniors. That guy's gone and suspended. I ask you, do you want that?
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Hockey 24/7 on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
The only two players in the history of the National Hockey League to have 600 goals, 1,600 points, 3 Stanley Cups, and 2 Conn Smythes. Wayne and Sid. Just like it absolutely blows your mind how good Sidney Crosby is and how much we take him for granted.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back. Stick handles to the backhand. Moves in front. Score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Leafs on a shorty have tied the game. And Anthony Stolarz has shut the door for Toronto.
It's been a battle, hasn't it? For him. He's just battled through scrums and a lot of screenshots.
Butterfly and panic. He's had to do a lot of it. He's faced 35 shots. Guess what? That save percentage is not taking a beating here tonight, is it?
Or the goals against.
No, exactly. He came in with a save percentage of .924. Played high to center ice. Bouncing puck to the lead zone, and then a shot. Oh, and Stolarz has to make another big-time save on a giveaway, on a bouncing puck that Riley and Myers failed to corral.
Yeah, this is just a 2-on-2. I think it's Dawson Mercer is the one that finally gets it. No, it's not. It's not Mercer. He's the one that was able to set up Timo Meier.
Yep.
But it was a 2-on-2, but the puck kept bouncing into the feet of Philip Meier as he was backing up. And And the Devils get a scoring chance off a very innocent-looking play.
They win the face-off, and the shot from the left point. Another pad save made by Stolarz, and out comes Tanev to launch it high off a stick. No, says the linesman. Yes, says the linesman. Waves off icing. Puck in the offensive zone for Toronto, but punched out at center. Cleared to an open wing. Leafs are going to get to it, and Marner turns. Mitch Marner held off the score sheet so far. Sends it into the corner for Nyes. Chopped around the boards. Marner couldn't get to it. Cleared by the Devils out and down the ice. And an icing call is going to come here with 3:02 left to play in the third period. Game tied 1-1. And if the Leafs pull a victory out of the hat here, it will be nothing short of
thievery,
larceny. Oh, as my new name, Larson E. Whipsnade. Larceny. No, Larson E. Whipsnade. That's an old W.C. Fields.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
Well, before your
Wherever
time.
it's from, it was dated.
Larson.
I thought you were going to say wool mule somewhere in there.
Larson E. Whipsnade. Shot down the ice into the Leaf zone. Played along the boards on the left wing side, and out at center it comes. Trying to get it in over the line was Pontus Holmberg. He did. Centering pass by Minton went wide, and the Devils will get it out at center. Hamilton skates through the neutral zone. Got it in over the line. Trying to get a shot away is Jesper Bratt. Bratt holds, goes D to D on the far side, and a shot blockered away by Stolarz. And the Leafs Domi trying to one-hand it out, does on a rolling puck, but Hamilton's going to shoot it right back in again. Round on the far side for Timmins. Tried to play it up the boards, didn't get it out. Gets another opportunity, finds his defense partner, and Ekman Larsson gets it ahead, and Timmins will send it into the zone and head to the bench. Markstrom out of the goal to play it around the boards. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the third period. A 1-1 tie. Hughes back in his own zone. Played it ahead on the right side and into the Toronto end. Stolarz punches it back along the wall for Benoit. Got it ahead for Nylander. Tried to get it out for Tavares to get away, but couldn't. Now Willie does. Works to center. Tavares follows up and is in the zone. Falling down as a defenseman, but Tavares couldn't take advantage of it. One of the defensemen got caught up in his feet. Puck comes back to the blue line, just kept in by Benoit. Swept around the boards and back of the goal. It comes into the left wing corner. Minute 23 left to play. Played out at center ice. Leafs trying to get to a loose puck, and they do in their own zone. Riley off the glass, narrowly missing, getting that a little bit too high. And it's going to turn into an icing anyway, which is the better of the two evils. That was about 6 inches from being too high and into the stands, and a penalty.
But you know what, Kovacevic, I thought the puck went right past him, and he just lets it go. I mean, it bounces past him, but I think that's what Craig Berube is yelling about. Let's hope from a Leaf standpoint this doesn't turn out to be a significant call.
Minute 12 to go in the third. Draw to the right of Stolarz. Tavares at least is on the ice to take the faceoff against Hischier. Or is he?
Well, they've been out for a long time. Tavares over a minute on this
and
shift.
Tavares won the draw. Played around the boards. Nyes battles against the wall, trying to punch it out against Kovacevic, and they finally do. And now a minute left to go in the third. Kovacevic back in his own zone. Got it up on the right wing side for Dawson Mercer. Mercer comes to center. Formerly with the Chicoutimi Saugines in the Quebec League. Up on the wing it comes, and now Nyes skates to center, and he'll bounce it in to the New Jersey end. Around the boards, played by Siegenthaler up on the wing. The Leafs get there, and now Matthews centering pass. Can't get it to Nyes cleanly, but it's kept in at the point. Tanev getting it around back of the net. Cut off by the goaltender. Fed up on the boards. Tanev kept it in. Shot it wide of the goal. 23 seconds, and it is that far away from the Leafs getting an improbable point. Back of the net, Nylander. Starting out of his own end. Works through center. Nylander across the line, trying to split the defense. Shot on the short side that was knocked away by Markstrom. Puck into the corner, and the final 3 seconds are going to tick down as a last-minute shot taken there by Ekman-Larsson goes wide. And Anthony Stolarz, thank you for the point. With a bit of an assistance from Pontus Holmberg, the Leafs outshot 38-12, are going to force this game to overtime.
And I think you've already got to look at this as a win. I mean, just to get a point out of a game like this where you've struggled throughout. I mean, they've been a little better as each period has gone on, but certainly not sharp. And Anthony Stolarz is the reason. I mean, you stopped 37 out of 38 in regulation time. You're the player of the game. Now it's the bonus point. Hopefully, the Leafs can reward the goaltender for a great night's work.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7.
What's up, insiders? I just wanted to let you guys know tonight we have a special redirect going on. I will be live in person, hanging out at the Football Recap Live with David Kaplan, Ton Waddle, and Olin Kreutz discussing the Chicago Bears, because, I'm here from Chicago, even though, big Toronto fan. Make sure you guys give a like and a subscribe to that video when we redirect everyone after the stream. And if you're not going to wait until the end, go ahead and check us out. We're live right now over there. I'll put the link out in the description. Go say hi in the chat over there. We'll see you real soon. Thank you for helping my friends out, and we'll see you back in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
Time. And it was whisted wide there by Hughes. Puck going the other way. Leafs in over the line. Morgan with Matthews in. And that was over the net as it knocked into the far corner. Did Markstrom get a piece of that? I don't think so, Jimmy.
I don't think so. And for Austin Matthews, that's 3 missed nets.
Hughes brings it to the line, then brings it back into the center ice area. Stretching things back, the Leafs are going to get a change, and Hughes now decides to bring it up on the wing. To the line and in. Nylander trying to get to it as it's played around the boards. It's going to sail all the way back out into the center ice area, and Hughes will try it again. Hughes in on the left wing, going wide there against Ekman-Larsson. Plays it back into the neutral zone again. And going back to regroup is Luke Hughes. And Luke Hughes starts out. Hughes with speed hitting the line. Got in around Nylander and in on the right side. Mercer goes into the corner with it. Dawson Mercer getting it back to the point. Haula trying to get a shot away, can't. And it's back at center ice. Excuse me, it was Bratt going back to retrieve it. Bratt gets it up on the wing. A return pass partially blocked. New Jersey gets possession again. And the bad change by the Leafs, and Bratt sends the puck well wide of the goal, and Tavares trying to get it out, but missed on an attempted pass for Domi.
Boy, 2 Leafs went off, including Willie Nylander. Well, New Jersey has the puck at their own blue line.
Now the Devils in on the left wing. Driving is Meyer, going in on the backhand. A wraparound attempt thwarted there by Morgan Rielly. Comes back towards the blue line. Rielly can't get to it, but he's mirrored his man very well here as Bratt plays it over on the far side, and now the Devils bring it back out. The Leafs have really not had possession of the puck other than the Matthews shot. And here's the Devils trying to get it in front, and it's knocked away, and now the Leafs do have the puck. And it's down the left wing boards. Trying to work in now. Tavares, he stops. Tavares still with it, lost the handle on it. Unable to get it back, and then we'll head to the bench for a change. Devils bringing it back.
Fortunately for Tavares, it was really a Lone Ranger rush, a 1-on-3, and nobody could catch up to him to help him.
Hughes out there against Marner and Matthews. And Hughes circling in the neutral zone. Now goes back into his own territory. Played it off on the right wing side. Palat is with them. Hughes now starting back to the line. Works in over the line. The Leafs have not had a shootout game this year. As a shot blocked by Stolarz. Puck goes out at center and the foot race is on. Trying to get to it, Matthews. Matthews is in! Scores! Holy Mackinac! Austin Matthews wins the game in overtime!
About the fifth opportunity Austin Matthews has had at that end of the ice. 3 in the second period, 2 in overtime, and finally his last one. After a puck rebounds off of Anthony Stolarz and out towards center ice, Austin Matthews finds it, outfights his man Brett Pesce to get the puck, move in on Markstrom, and from about the top of the crease, just roofs it over the left shoulder under the crossbar with Pesce right on his tail to give the Leafs probably the first win this year that they absolutely steal.
Should Anthony Stolarz get an assist on this goal?
I think so. It's a rebound.
I think he should too. Absolutely.
Unless it was blocked in front, but I believe Stolarz got his blocker on it. That's what produced the big rebound out to center ice. And Austin Matthews tracks it down and finishes it off. But you talked about the goaltending at the start of the game, that what they're happy with. This was a steal right here from a Leafs standpoint. I think even just getting a point, you were saying, you know what, you got to be thrilled with that because they had no business taking anything out of this game. It was a game where the offense was flat. It looked like they were frustrated, low energy, except for one guy that battled.
Well, Larson E. Whipsnade. Larceny. Yes, it was. And Anthony Stolarz provides all of that. 3 stars brought to you by Desjardins Insurance. Get insurance. It's really big on care. I got the first one. I know who the first one is.
Okay. Austin Matthews scored the goal.
Yeah.
All right. It's really tough to do. Like 38-14. It's hard to say we're going to go all Leafs on this one. So I thought Dougie Hamilton was great for the New Jersey Devils. We'll slide him into the number 2 spot. 3rd star, even though Austin Matthews ends the game, Pontus Holmberg's first goal of the year with a goalie in the net. He had an empty net goal earlier. So Holmberg 3rd, Dougie Hamilton 2nd, and anyone you want could be star number 1.
Well, I like the guy with the funny pads on, personally. I thought he was really good tonight.
He did give up that goal in the second period.
He did, and I'm sure he'll be admonished for that when he gets in the dressing room.
We'll slide him in, Anthony Stolarz. So 3rd star, Holmberg, 2nd, Dougie Hamilton. And by the way, Hamilton only played 20 games last year. That was as big a reason as any that New Jersey missed the playoffs. I thought he was fantastic.
All right, there you have it. Lots to talk about as we step aside for Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert with the invitation to join us Thursday night from Scotiabank Arena when the Anaheim Ducks come a-calling. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Juan Soto has agreed to terms on a contract with the New York Mets.
Cheers, Insiders. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and every night. I just wanted to say, you guys rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with us every night and cheering on our Maple Leafs, our Raptors, all of our Toronto sports teams. I couldn't do this without you. And I am so glad every day to see the names in the chat that keep on popping up tonight. Shroom Merchant, David Chimenti, Christopher Narvez, Alexander and David Sgal, Mr. Roboto, the original Mr. Roboto. Thank you, sir. You are an OG with that wrench. PMIJ, my man. And there you go. Stefan in the house as well. Stefan Coolio getting in with a little Go Leafs Go action. Brimhawk, Lucius, Chris F. Grave, Rod Bottomley. Man, you guys are awesome. And everybody else that's here in the chat right now, thank you. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs Go.
around. Do you believe this? Holy Mackinac! Point taken! 2-0 Toronto!
Thank you for finding us. Thank you for sharing out the link and bringing more hockey fans to our awesome community here on TSI. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go! Let's tear them up.
Game on his stick! Scores! Changing the world, one insider at a time. We'll see you in the chat. And holy Mackinac! Go Leafs, go!
Are on NHL Network Radio.
The Executive Director, Vice President of Hockey Operations for the NHL, Colin Campbell.
The one thing that we're wrestling right now, like when do you change a call? We talk about a listening device in the referee's ear. We make that next step. How more perfect can we make a game through video review and helping the officials on the ice?
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Game this year is a shot, blocked by Stolars. Puck goes out at center and the foot race is on. Trying to get to it, Matthews. Matthews is in! Scores! Holy Mackinac! Austin Matthews wins the game in overtime!
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Never in doubt, the Leafs with a 2-1 OT thriller.
Yeah, that was the ultimate rope-a-dope, honestly.
That was so good.
Just taking punches for 40 straight minutes, giving only a couple back,
Poor
but
Sheldon
landing
Keefe.
one from Pontus Holmberg. And they end up winning the game. Pretty remarkable stuff. They will be probably not more undeserving of any victory
in their
all
lives
season, but you take the 2 points against Sheldon Keefe and you run with it.
Yeah, great grit from Holmberg and Dewar on the PK to get them tied up. Stolars held it steady all night long in his hometown, as you mentioned, so that's a nice little bonus. And then Matthews gets the OT winner. Can't ask for much more. Let's take one look at the NHL scoreboard presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 18 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
Busy night in the NHL. 11 games in total. The Avalanche beat the Penguins 6-2. Flyers got a 5-3 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Hurricanes won 3-2 over the Sharks. Late in the third period, Kings up 2-1 on the Islanders. Jets end of 2 up 3-1 over the Bruins. The Flames just took a 4-3 lead over the Predators end of the second period, end of 1. Oilers holding a 1-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it is scoreless early between the Wild and Utah Hockey Club. Still to come tonight, Blues and Canucks, and Panthers and Kraken.
Our next Sportsnet 590 The Fan Molson Leafs hockey broadcast is Sunday with a little bit of an earlier pregame show starting at 4:30. It's a 5 o'clock puck drop, so we'll see you there as the Sabres come to town with Battle of the QW. In the meantime, we'll send it over to Leafs Talk with Sam McKee and JD Bunkus. Thanks for listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs Talk, JD Bunkus, Sam McKee. That was outrageous. Oh my God. That was stupid. Exciting. I got to tell you, I'm still like, you know me. I've said I'm the sports perv where it's like, I need something kinky to get going some night.
Same.
Yeah. And I'm fully sports aroused after that one. Like I got the tingles all the way through after the Leafs pull off the comeback against the New Jersey Devils and win in overtime.
That is about as unique a hockey match as you're ever going to watch. Like,
well, is it?
Well, I mean, I just retweeted a certain tweet from yours that you can't do better than that. So we'll let the people react to that one. But I have seen that. Maybe it was. You're right. It wasn't unique. I've just been on the other side. I've just been on the other side of it.
Yeah,
at least 15 times in my life. So
Dude.
I've watched that game, and I'm rarely at a loss for words to open up here, but that was unbelievable that the Leafs got the win in that hockey game.
Let me just put it this way. So if you didn't see my tweet, essentially the gist of it is that was the quintessential perfect Sheldon Keefe game.
Yep.
You outplay the other team. You win the deserve to win meter. You get goalied. One bad bounce goes against you. Your team doesn't respond physically, and you end up leaving a hockey game where you go, wait, how did that happen? And this is the kind of loss that used to tear Leaf fans apart. That's the joy I have tonight watching this game is that everybody in the chat right now is fired up instead of just, well, what are they supposed to do? Got goalie, debate, you know? Oh, wow, they're supposed to punch somebody in the head and negate the power play? Debate.
Oh, God, I used to say that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Like, instead, we get to be the ones tonight who are just like, hey, pretty sweet when that goes your way.
So, yeah, you can ride out of there now where you're like the whatever team that used to come into Scotiabank Arena and pull that.
Yeah.
The Leafs are the Anaheim Ducks tonight, riding out of there with a 2-1 win with Dostal.
Yeah,
or Dostal making 80 saves against the Leafs with all their outside chances with Sheldon Keefe behind the bench.
Yes.
Like, I don't know where to start other than the fact that that's the best goaltending Leafs performance I've seen, I think, since Cujo or since Belfour. I don't know even what to compare it to because they've had great ones over the past few years. And I remember there was a game that like they're talking about game scores and it was like a Matt Murray one in there. And there's all these ones that they've had over the years. But this one is in a line of unbelievable performances by Anthony Stolarz. This is his masterpiece. He was unbelievable. And like Leafs found their game a little bit. He still had to make some great saves in the second half of this game. But that first period was just an absurd display of goaltending. As good as it gets at the National Hockey League level, elite stuff. I was blown away by the fact that they went in that intermission 0-0. Ridiculous. Truly ridiculous.
It was both infuriating because this was building towards a pretty difficult narrative. And I do think that there is one because the Leafs have now played 5 games in a row where I don't think that it's been really good hockey. Right?
For sure.
Like
basically since Matthews came back, they haven't looked good.
Yeah. Like the Chicago win and the Nashville win, those are 2 bottom, like cellar dweller teams that you squeaked by and whatever, you got the win. Same with tonight, but that's 3-2. Like that's 3-2. And you could make the case that the Leafs were the worst team or at best equal to some of the worst teams in the league. And Stolarz just stepped up for them like in a monumental way. We've got a save pack of him tonight where I think Show said it's going to be about 3 minutes long. Like it's like a 3-minute long, just condensed the best of saves. The Leafs were outshot 14-1 in the first period. And how many of those
15,
were
I
awesome?
think.
15-1?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Outshot by 14 then. 15-1. In the first period, absolutely no life. And that's what an elite goaltender does for you, right? You don't have it. You're not playing well. He can shut the door and inspire confidence in the team. I think that the Leafs started to turn around a little too late. There was a moment during the second period where like after the Morgan Riley turnover and the puck goes in the back of the net, I'm like, is it possible for a teammate to sue his teammates?
Yeah.
Can you take legal action against your partners here?
Oh, against John Tavares? For a blind backhand weak thing right up into the middle to the fastest team in the league that just immediately turned and puts it in the back of your net. I was so mad about that. But anyways, you're right. Like, continue. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, all I was going to kind of wrap this up with is like the size and the athleticism of this player were on full display tonight. And the other thing that makes him so special that really, I think, stands him apart from I hate doing like the Wool comparisons every night because both guys are awesome. Like I don't really want to like have it be a pit against each other. But the thing that to me is the part of his game where I just feel like, holy crap, this guy's so special is when the play is frantic in front of the net. When it's in tight, you just don't get easy goals on this guy. There's no like shoving pucks underneath the pad. He just battles in traffic. He battles in tight. He makes himself big. He seals the bottom of the net with his pads, and he just doesn't give you an inch. And I'd like to see what the actual Clearview analytics are on him in terms of in tight. I cannot believe, and I would be willing to just basically stake my reputation that based on starts, he's the best in the NHL at it this season.
Oh, I mean, there's no, I don't think anyone would. I can text my boy Valley, see what he has on that, but it feels like that's got to be right. There's just no way that, I mean, he's one of the best goalies in the league, period. So, and one of his huge strength is finding pucks in tight, like you said. And when there's like, and it's just, I've said it a million times. We've been on the Stolarz island since the first minute of the first preseason game, you and I. But he just fights, man. He cares, he battles, and he's so fired up. You see, after they score that shorty, they go down to him and he does that huge fist pump. He's clearly fired up. Yeah. And it's a homecoming, right? Like, he's probably played in Jersey before with Florida. Like, he's been in the league for a long time, but he's coming home as like a legitimate NHL star right now. Mm-hmm. It's his first time there. He's probably got a ton of friends and family in there. And he just goes out there and he puts, what on the table. He steals a win for his team. He's going to get the belt. They're going to be fired up. He gets to go out for dinner with all his family and his friends. And they get that win for him. Like, I'm so happy that they got that for Stolarz.
Same.
Like, truly, he just deserved it so much.
Every Leafs group chat on the planet right now, or during that overtime, was get this for Stolarz.
Yes.
If you didn't have that in your group chat, you don't have
across the world. If you did like a search, all Leaf fan group chat, that's it.
Get it for Stol. Whatever your nickname is for Stolarz tonight in our group chat, it was Big Tone.
Tone, I like Tone. Yeah.
So. It's whatever version of your nickname for him. It was get the win for him. I love what you said there, though, about like, there's an attitude to him, man.
Yeah.
Like, again, this is not a negative comparison. This is not. I actually just like it. It's very fire and ice with him and Joe Wool, where it's
for sure.
Wool is so cool, calm, collected, plays the piano. That's the guy he is. And then you got the firecracker who's back there, who's just the big man, got the big man energy, the big man confidence, the fist pumps to his game. There's a toughness and there's an attitude to Stolarz's game. And I think that's why he's like a big part of why he's becoming beloved. It's not just the saves. It's not just the elite play. It's also just the way that he exudes personality, despite being a player who wears a full face mask.
Yeah. I have to say, not to quote Paul Pierce here, but he's got the it factor.
Oh, he's got it factor.
He's got it
oozing out of the pores.
He's got it. Like, he's flying around there. Great setup. That bucket we've talked about a million times. He just looks great, making amazing stops, keeping his team in games. And like, they're so fired up for him right now. Like,
yes.
That room is just buzzing about how good he was. Wherever they're going tonight, probably back home, the plane, next meetup with all the guys, just be talking about it. And there's nothing better than having a goalie that's good. Like, you just feel so good about your game. And he has been one of the league's best. Like, I got to tell you, Chamber of 32 Doors saying he's a Vezina goalie. Like, I got to tell you, he's in the conversation. If they're doing a finalist right now, he'd be in the conversation. He's been that good. It's been crazy.
100%.
What a signing by Tree so far. Been ridiculously good.
It's the best signing of the offseason so far, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, there's nothing that's nearly as impactful for $2.5 million. Like, no, he's already earned the contract. Like, he could never play another game. And it's like, hey, all these wins and this play is worth $2.5 million on the season.
Yeah,
He's already wins above replacement on the contract that he signed with the Leafs. But yeah, man, he's just cool.
He is. We just love him.
We are just in full gush mode right now. But there's a reason. You know what I'm interested in, though, is like, I mentioned those bad 5 games that they've played, but a performance like that, I really am curious what they look like next game coming out of the chute. Like,
wow, they're playing against the crappy Ducks, who got a hard-fought shootout loss against the Montreal Canadiens on Monday night.
You got to cave them in.
For sure. And I think they will. That's like the classic game where they do. Like, there's certain games where they play against bad teams, but like the Ducks feel like a different animal to me. But anyway, so we're not the prediction business here.
I was ready for crushing them tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I was ready. I was going to do this whole spiel about how you and I have been pretty forgiving on the season and talked about all the missing bodies and, they've been winning these games and there's been some underlying stuff that hasn't been great. We touched on the 5-on-5 stuff last game, but to put up that 5-game sample, I was like, okay, this is 5 games in a row now. They deserve the PB whack and the absolute crush job, especially after, the power plays tonight. Those made me sick to my stomach.
I don't know what that's one of the things I was going to bring up to you here. I don't know, like, they had that. It'd be hard to quantify and bring it into different portions of the season, but they had that red hot stretch when Matthews went out, right? Where they were scoring every power play where they could only score power play goals for a little while when Matthews was gone. It's gone right back to putrid.
100%.
I don't know what it's like the percentage would be since that stretch. Like, like the sort of the goalposts I'm talking about here. But like, I guess kind of since Matthews came back or a little before, I don't feel like it's been very good at all. Like they've gotten a few goals here. It hasn't been like the start of the year where it's snake bit. And at the start of the year when when it's like from the start, it always feels different. But I don't know, man. I just, it's still not good enough. It's just still not good enough.
Tonight, they gave up 2 shots on the first power play.
Yep.
The second power play, they gave up a breakaway chance.
Yep.
And then the third one, they registered, I think it was 1 shot, but it was the second unit that came over the boards. By the way, they should have started the second unit because, like, again, like Mike Johnson's noting it, and it was so true and obvious to everyone that, like, their entire power play unit was gassed. They had absolutely no legs. They couldn't fight through anything and just, like, couldn't even gain the zone for a second there. Like, that, we were just running the highlights of it. It was pathetic. That was an ugly one tonight. Again, 3 opportunities. I'll kind of give it 2.5, seeing as the players were gassed and it was a mishandling, I think, by the coaching staff there to throw those guys out there. But yeah, that was not an inspiring performance from the power play.
It's so funny though. Like you watch them give up all those chances with the 5 forwards, and then the last one, Riley's back out there. And it's like, coach is like this old school coach is like, wow, we got to have the defenseman out there. We can't do this anymore. It's like they're giving up those chances, and you just saw it happen in real time. And I can almost guarantee you that on Thursday night against the Ducks, 44 will be at the top of that power play unit. Like I'd be willing to bet a lot of money on that, because it's just old school grunt coach that goes against the grain with something that's like not a traditional move, and it gives up chances. Immediate switch. And I guarantee him and Savvy are having a conversation right now. Savvy, we're going back to the Mo at the top. Savvy's like, I like the 5 forwards. They're having a conversation about it right now. Guaranteed.
I got to tell you, though, too, like, figure something out.
Figure it out.
Stick with
no
it.
Question.
Yeah, it's like this is a little bit too much blender of changing up the power play for me over the course of the season. And part of this has been Matthews out, but like, you guys got to get this together where you feel confident that one of these units, like one of these set of 5 players, is the one that you can roll with for a while before breaking it up. Like you and I were calling for them to break it up earlier in the year, but that's because they had gone over for like what was it, like 10 games, 11 games, where they just like were not producing. So at that point you go, but this whole thing of like, a game or two and it's switching up and you never have any predictability of like who's going to be out there. I don't love it.
I'm just looking at the power play stats for the season. They're 18th in the league.
Yeah.
Just not good enough.
Yeah.
Just not good enough. You have way too
that
much
was after
talent.
a month where they were first too. And one where they were last.
Yeah. There's just far too much talent and far too much money invested in being like, if they're going to be playing the way they're playing with the clear commitment to the defensive side of the puck, and like not opening it up and not giving up odd man rushes and doing all this stuff that you're trying to do, you can't have your power play be 19th in the league. It's just 100%. Not. It's just not something that's possible. So they got to figure that out. You're right.
So,
Patch ready?
Oh well, no. I got to start with Matthews, then Patches.
Okay.
Right? Like
sure.
Matthews had what, 4 open cages tonight?
He scored on his 4th breakaway of the game. Yeah.
Yeah. So 4. I actually think that him scoring in overtime is also super important for just his psyche and where he's at with his game right now, trying to find it after missing multiple opportunities in this one.
Yep.
And there's going to be talk around town. And I don't think Matthews is too affected by this stuff of like, the power play not looking as good since he's been back, and people still grumbling about the idea that he's going to play with Marner, even though they had that one good game or basically one good period together.
Yeah.
People grumbling about the team's play since he returned, again, the sample of it where Matthews is not been his normal self and the Leafs have looked off kilter and have not been as dominant as you would hope they would be. And for him to finish here in just a massive spot in overtime where again, you stole 1 point, nonetheless steal 2. Yeah. I just think that hopefully is big and kind of can help him find his level a little bit here, because this was an awesome one.
I mean, to get the puck elevated into the top half of the net with the puck in your feet and get it right up there with a guy on your back, it's elite. And that's what you come to expect from Austin Matthews. And, he hasn't been quote unquote bad since he's come back. I guess he's producing, but when you're Austin Matthews, there's a certain standard that people expect and you need for this team if you're going to make them $13 million, right? Like they need, everybody's harping on the 5-on-5 goal scoring. It's like, well, yeah, one of the best 5-on-5 goal scorers missed 8 weeks and has come back and not look like himself. And you need that from him. That's what this team's built around.
100%. And do you see his teammates there though, after he scores the goal?
They're fired up.
Dude, everybody is stoked for him. And you can see like a sense of relief on his face. A couple of the guys he's passed, he's like, this one was on me tonight with having all those opportunities and not finishing. It's like, cool, man, you got those chances, but you're Austin Matthews. You're the guy who buries those chances. And the reaction after he scores the goal was telling too, because this is no secret. I've mentioned this a million times. A million times on a million shows. Austin Matthews is at his best when he's feeling himself and he's got that confidence and swagger where he celebrates goals like that.
Yep, absolutely. And like, I don't know, there's moments tonight where I thought he was at his best that I've seen him since he came back. He's still not all the way back, but the physicality was there for me. I think I got showed. I don't know who he hammered in the corner. Was it Siegenthaler that he got in the corner?
Play. Man, Siegenthaler was.
But like, I'd like him to be frustrated like all the time, even when he is scoring. Could you act a little frustrated? Like, because even Mike Johnson was like, oh, he's not, he's not scoring, so he's frustrated. Well, it's like, well, can he just hit guys regardless if he's frustrated or not? Because he's 6'3", like 200 and however many pounds. He's a big man. And like, I know he's not Eric Lindros, but you can do this once a game. No problem. You're way bigger and way stronger than a ton of guys in the league, and you're going to keep people honest. So he had a ton of chances tonight. You don't usually think that like hitting the net is an issue for him. So maybe this is the first step, like you said, getting the confidence back. And, they have a cookie night on Thursday night going up against the Ducks. That's the type of night where he gets a hat trick and maybe he's all the way back. So good night for Matthews to finish off. Still some moments I didn't love it, but I think his best game since he's come back. Most noticeable, most dominant, most of his shifts, I thought.
Definitely. And speaking of hits, Max Pacioretty tonight, and then nice.
Okay. I love Max Pacioretty, bud. Yeah. I feel very, very confident and happy about my preseason takes of not being like, oh, Nick Robertson, they're gonna give up Nick Robertson's spot for Max Pacioretty.
Listen, some of us were wrong and have already admitted that they were wrong many times. All right,
but like this is as big a hit as I can remember a Leaf since like a Phaneuf hit. Like McCabe's had a few. McCabe's had a few, but this is like Mike Pekka in 02 kind of hit. Like this doesn't happen anymore. Like head up, and like I can't believe for the life of me the response to this. Like, we joked about it off the top about how like the response here, but this is Jack Hughes. This is your best player by far. 4 Nations face off, stud, number 1 guy on your team, superstar in the league, and he gets obliterated. And that's Dylan. That's the guy that fought Gadjevich. That couple, like he's a tough guy, and he doesn't like no one. Look at that. How did the flippers not immediately come off and jump him? Like that's an insanely bad response from a team where you want to be like, it's just a coincidence. They're the same type of team, but how is it a coincidence? Marcus, or it's not, what's his name? Dylan. I forget his first name. There's a guy on my hockey team, Marcus Dillon. Shout out Marcus if you're but anyways, Brendan Dillon. Thank you. How do you not draw a parallel between Keefe and that? It's impossible to. It's impossible not to, sorry.
Yeah, listen, I said today on my show that I don't really feel the juice going into a game against Keefe because I feel like the divorce was amicable. Like I was like, oh, it's just when he did the video, I'm just a good old Ontario boy who got a chance to coach. I got a good chance. I said that both sides it's working out for, right? Like they're the divorced family, the Leafs and Keefe, where they still do Christmases together. They do vacations and like kids from bad divorces are like, wait, what? Like you do Christmas all
Gerard
together?
Gallant like in a cab, like what?
Yeah, it's like your wife's parents, where it's like they're best friends. Still.
Yeah, Ali and my parents love each other.
Like they're still tight. They still hang and talk on the phone every day because there's really no animosity. But yeah, I will say that watching that stuff versus what the expectation is now with Berube, and even just watching the way the Leafs comport themselves in front of their own net, stick up for one another. And yeah, there was a learning curve there, and the Leafs had embarrassing moments like against Boston where they didn't stick up for one another and they got blasted for it. But I think that is now just known with the culture of this Leafs team. What?
That was with, you mean the one like it with Liljegren last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was with Keefe though.
Yeah,
right? And then
no. That's what I'm saying. Is like
embarrassing thing. Remember after that, they're like, we're gonna have a team meeting about sticking up for each other and stuff. It was like
that's my point. Is like it was year over year where that was a problem. Yeah. And then it culminated finally at the very end of it, where it was like, hey, we got to do something, we got to respond. And then all of a sudden, guys were flying around trying to overcompensate. And you and I mentioned it,
cross-checked a guy in the mouth and got suspended for 5 games.
You and I talked about how it was like, now it feels like they're the fake tough guy, where they're running around being like, hey, we're tough. It's like, well, if you have to tell everyone you're tough, you're probably not that tough.
Yep.
And that was the Leafs. And now it just feels
so much for hanging out with us tonight and
I don't think it's a
I just wanted to say,
but for Pacioretty's sake.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us every night and cheering on our Maple Leafs, our Raptors,
He's a 6-time
all of our
30 goal
Toronto
scorer.
sports teams.
But I do think it's pretty cool that he is reinventing himself.
What's up, insiders? I just wanted to let you guys know tonight we have a special redirect going on. I will be live in person, hanging out at the Football Recap Live with David Kaplan, Ton Waddle, and Olin Kreutz, discussing the Chicago Bears, because, I'm here from Chicago, even though, big Toronto fan. Make sure you guys give a like and a subscribe to that video when we redirect everyone after the stream. And if you're not going to wait until the end, go ahead and check us out. We're live right now over there. I'll put the link out in the description. Go say hi in the chat over there. We'll see you real soon. Thank you for helping my friends out, and we'll see you back in the chat. Go Leafs, go.
Takes a decade. So a question is, if you don't make him the interim head coach,
he's going to get the flippers off with him. And I think his last fight was against Tage Thompson last year. So I don't know. We'll see. Fought Wayne Simmons one time in his career. 2009, he fought Simmons.
So it's probably not going to be afraid of whatever Keith guy gets thrown at him. Okay. So the Nyes hit.
Yeah.
I actually did think Mood McVibes. I'll tell you this now. That was a greasy hit. I thought that it could have been more.
I was stunned it wasn't 5. Like I thought for sure they were going to do
Devils.
Nothing.
Oh, grab them.
A little grab. That's it. Like, and I mean, there's nothing there. There's no, but I put out a tweet saying that I thought this easily could have been a 5-minute major. And everyone's like, oh, he let up. It could have been worse. He let up. I'm like, I don't think he let up. You saw his numbers and hammered him into the dasher. Yeah. That's I'm surprised they didn't give him the 5-minute major and then go to the review there, like they've been doing a few times this year. I easily thought that could have been 5, and it doesn't end up being 5, which is, they go on the penalty kill, and that's where they end up scoring the goal.
Yeah.
I got to say, can we talk about that Holmberg goal?
Yeah, that's where I was going next after. Because it's like that the irony of it is that it's the ugliest play of the game, but it sets up the game winner.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, if I'm a Devils fan, I'm ready to drive Markstrom to the airport. This is unacceptable. You're watching the other team, your team pour it on, like absolutely pour it on. And you can't get one. And it comes down to your end. And, Connor Dewar makes a great play on this, by the way.
Really nice play.
Awesome pursuit on the, who is that who's defending there? Guy falls. And Pontus Holmberg, who has no off, he doesn't shoot hard. He doesn't.
Cheers, insiders. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I got a great
and he lets a little muffin from the top of the circle, and that gets through you when the other guy at the other end is like having the night he is. That's embarrassing. Like if I'm Keefe, I'm burying him to the 3 people that are there for the media. Well, I guess there's a lot more because the Leafs are in town tonight. But I'm like, we need a save there. You just need a save. That's like your team's playing as good as they possibly can. Just watch this. This is as bad. Like that's if shout out Chris Bernacki, my beer league goalie. If he let that in, I'd be grumbling on the bench. That's like as bad as it gets. And we had Ken Danico today on Real Kipper and Born, and we asked him about Markstrom, and he was like, yeah, like he'll make a spectacular save, and like he's made some big ones in big games for them. He's like, but there's a few goals here and there you want back. And I'm like, there it is. There's the Dano scouting report. It just was not pretty. Bad.
So two things. One is, said this many times, and I'll say it again. To me, one of the hardest things for a goaltender is to not feel the puck for essentially an entire game and to have the mounting pressure of the moment. Like these guys are NHLers, right? Like they're not feeling this the same way as a kid would. But the mounting pressure of the other guy on the other side of the ice is dominating, and you're down there doing the like Mighty Ducks Goldberg, skating around your net and singing songs to yourself.
And Dryden with two hands on top of the stick.
You aren't feeling it, and you are just sitting in there, and every puck that comes by you in a tight game like this, you're just like, oh, I can't blow it. So this is Markstrom's worst nightmare. Like he won't sleep tonight.
No,
there is just absolutely,
rightfully so. So it was an embarrassing goal.
He's not getting a wink, a batted eye of sleep.
But
and
so
number
funny,
two,
like, in the parallel world, just quickly before we get to number two, in our parallel world, that's just the goal Jack Campbell lets in. Or like that's just the goal that Samsonov lets in. Or that's the goal that Peter Mrazek lets in. That's just the parallel world. That really is.
Yeah.
And okay, so number two.
Lets in. Like go on down the line. They all let him in. Number two is, do you remember when the conversation about Justin Bieber being able to score on Jordan Binnington? The argument.
This is such a great point. That's how he gets him?
Yeah, that's how he gets him, is that his shot is so not NHL caliber that it throws Binnington off and he lets in a softie. That was the first thought I had watching that puck go. And then I was like, that was Biebs versus Binnington.
That's a great,
same caliber of shot as what Bieber would put on Jordan with his 10 opportunities. Like, tell me that wouldn't look exactly the same from the Biebs.
And you know what's so funny? It's a great point. And also, like, thank God that didn't happen, so that Binnington starts a game for Team Canada. And we're like, Bieber scored on our starting goalie for Team Canada. We couldn't have that.
No, it was a national crisis.
So next thing for me is Domi.
Yep, good point. I was going to that too.
I thought Domi actually was good tonight.
Same.
I thought he made a concerted effort to shoot the puck. And listen, he missed a few times, and Mike Johnson pointed out that he was missing the net. But I don't care really that he missed the net a bunch. I like the process. And he's an NHLer. He's a good shooter. He's shown that he can go bar down in situations like him on a breakaway, him and from certain spots in the ice. He can shoot it and he can score. So I like the process, and he's clearly listening to the coaching. And I thought he was good in the offensive zone. I thought he was dangerous. He's clearly not great in the defensive zone. He's never going to be great in the defensive zone. But I actually thought it was a pretty good return from him tonight. I was impressed by some of the shifts from him.
Yeah, I honestly have very little to add there. I want him to hunt the shot.
Yeah.
Like some people say, like, hey, don't change your game, stick with it. Like, just, trust the process. I'm okay with him changing his game a little bit and shooting the puck a touch more. If this has to be the thing that kicks him in the ass to be a little bit more aggressive with the shot, to me, I welcome it. So shoot the puck more. I thought that, he had some bite to his game tonight and he was noticeable. And so, good for him. Good step forward for Max Domi.
Luke, this is from Luke Fox on Twitter. Sheldon Keefe, best goaltending in the league on the other side of the ice. You're damn right, Sheldon.
Yep.
You nailed it, pal.
Tip the cap and get on the bus, buddy.
He probably is so. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's a bad one. Holy. That's as good as it gets. Thank you for that show. That is, Luke, whoever put that up, that's really, really good. There is probably a part of Sheldon that is so mad about that.
100%.
He's like, I was running out Samsonov, and I had 890 goaltending for like the first 3 months of the season last year. And I leave, and you bring in the best goalie in the league. He's like,
and your coach is going to win the Jack Adams.
Yeah, because of him. He's probably so pissed about that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He is so mad. So anyways, I'm sure he mentioned that for a reason, right?
Completely agree. Oh, that to me is only, they won because they got the best goaltending in the league.
Well, it's true. They did.
Sure.
Yeah, he's
Who
right.
would refute it?
No, not one person.
Who
Not
would
me.
refute it? But yeah, he's not going quietly into the night. He's letting it be known that he's aware of what happened there. Anyways,
Lofi Kendu says the Dewar haters are awfully quiet tonight. As two members of the dudes of the Paw Patrol, we are Dewar guys through and through. Yeah. And I love the play he made. I think Dewar's been pretty good. Good penalty killer, aggressive, got a little bit of bite to his game.
Cheers, insiders. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I got a good special friend of the show, David Kaplan of The Recap. We're going to send you guys over to his show that just wrapped up. Dave, say hi to the insiders.
Hello, everybody. How are you? And by the way, the Cubs would like Vladimir Guerrero to be dropped off here in Chicago. Take that.
How did I know you were going to say that? Pleasure, man.
One of his poor interns was just getting destroyed by him.
We should have got him on this post-game show. That would have got the numbers up.
That really would have done well for the post-game show. All right. Please subscribe to this podcast. Leave 5 stars if you do on iTunes or on Spotify. If you watch it on YouTube, it also still helps us if you could subscribe to the podcast as well. Catch every episode. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment.
They're going to the second round. Do you believe this? Holy Mackinac! Point taken. 2-0 Toronto. 2-on-1. Marner in over the line looking for Tavares.
Thank you for finding us. Thank you for sharing out the link and bringing more hockey fans to our awesome community here on TSI. And let's get back to the hockey. Go Leafs, go! Let's tear them up.
Get him on his stick. Score! Changing the world, one insider at a time. We'll see you in the chat. And holy Mackinac, go Leafs, go!
Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
Result, we fast forward now to the playoffs in Game 6. Playing New Jersey. In the Jersey series, I double shifted him. When he had to come back, and he was electrifying. Mess got the 3 goals, but Alex was a horse. And it's very talented, powerful. And the problem was he was so efficient that he could stay out, but he didn't grasp the concept of just picking up the intensity. You could see him. He could dangle and hang onto the puck and nobody could take it from him. He was resting while he was out there. So
in essence, it was a bit of a training ground for what was to come against the Devils at the most important time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it turned out to be a good lesson for him because that's what he did in that game. 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I just said, Alex, I'm going to double shift you. Get ready. Don't be out too long.
That